tell you no lie. Better bye 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 bye. Better bye 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 bye. Listen my song, kill that the hi-fi. Better bye 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 bye. Better bye 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 bye. Play enough for so you can say you're a pilot. Have whole heap of girl that a link a lot. Me have the big bar, rough now must win a lot and every month I hit pass. I spin the slots. Boy, cause you know me no play. Can't shut me up, me have enough things to say. Real dog gun, we not in a delay. Say we a chat live and we a listen Johnny K. Play enough for so you can say you're a pilot. Have whole heap of girl that a link a lot. Me have the big door, rough now must win a lot. And every month I hit pass. I spin the slots. Tell you the truth, we not gonna tell you no lie. Better bye 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 bye. Better bye 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 bye. Listen my song, kill that the hi-fi. Better bye 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 bye. Better bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. Now go die. Now go die. Bye 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 bye. Now go die. Now go die. Now go
patience, I'm calling you out. Tasting the bitterness you left in my mouth. Wasted my time and taking it back. Let you go too long, riding the wrong track. Struggling when you get stronger. Take it away, you will get this greatness. I'm containing, I can't be suppressed. I've been running, but I can't get weaker. I've been struggling to hear you speak up. Take it over, you will get this greatness. I'm containing, I can't be suppressed.
Hello and welcome everybody. The TXG Invitational. It's been well and truly underway and we are approaching the end of the group stage now. We do have the Group A decider here tonight. It's going to be an absolute banger. We've got Noob Esports coming up against Big T. And I'm joined here in the casting booth for the first time ever. Foss, mate, listen, I'm keen to get into a bit of a co-cast with you. Haven't done it before, but I'll tell you what, this is going to be a great game to sort of link up on. And there is a lot of talent here on display for both these teams. It's going to be a real interesting match.
Oh, yeah, I've been waiting for this for so long. It's been great. I listened to a bunch of your stuff, as you know. I've talked to you quite a few times, and we've been planning on this. At least I have. For quite a while, and these two teams, I mean, as you know, I have connections to the Noob squad. Wally, Miss Wally coached them, and big team friends, not as close with them, but I am known as Echo's biggest fan. There's a bunch of laughers on Twitter who think they are like me. No, I'm the original. Me and Bingwin are the original Echo fans. So yeah, I've known both these teams, both these kind of players for quite a while. And there's so much talent, like in both of these rosters, and a lot of young talent, and it's quite, I guess, inspiring to watch these kind of teams compete, and in a decider match, elimination match, I think between these two teams, so kind of a do or die, and to have either of these teams go home after this matchup is a tragedy, to say the least.
Nah, 100% I agree with you. It is so close to the playoffs. You've done all the hard work over the year, right? I mean, everyone has to qualify towards the Invitational, had to accumulate points over the various monthly tournaments. And as you said, to come so close, yet be so far away from the playoffs will be devastating for one of these teams tonight. Now, if you haven't watched too much of the Invitational, we'll catch you up to speed here just before we head over to the official map vetoes. To give you guys a quick summary, in Group A, it has been Troopers who have gone through qualifying. They actually did beat Noob Esports recently in the upper bracket match to qualify themselves to the playoffs, which has sent Noob down here for one final chance. Over in Group B, it has been Yi Jing who did take down Bao's Little Buns to qualify. So Bao's Little Buns and Performative will be going head to head at a later date. But I'll tell you what, tonight we are focused back up here on Group A. Noob Esports, like I said, coming off of that loss, maybe, you know, having a little bit to think about there. There definitely was a small chance for them to get over the line. I mean, it was 2-1. It was a 3-map series. It could have gone either way in map number 3. But obviously, they have had time to refocus, to get themselves back on track here, Fost. And they're going to have to try and readjust for tonight's matchup.
Yeah, and the craziest thing is both these teams have lost to Troopers going into this matchup 2-0. Yep. Big T got 2-0 by Troopers, and Noob Esports, as you say, getting 2-1. What's interesting about these two rosters, I don't think they've played against each other in the past. I don't think Noob have played against Bunkers, and even though these players on separate teams have played against each other, these two cores have not matched up. Yep. So it's, even though they've both lost to the same opponent, it's going to be interesting to see how they match up against each other. And the pressure that comes with an elimination match, you said building up the whole year, it is something different when you're in an elimination match, because you realize in those few rounds in that last map, in match point, how either close you are to getting into the playoffs, getting to play some more, or how close you are to losing it all and having your year be decided by a single round. So I'm curious to see how these two teams perform under pressure. They've both lost to a similar team. They've both won against the same team in Rampage.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter about results in the past. It's about this game now. It's about the elimination game. It's about the pressure and being able to qualify for these TXG playoffs.
100%. And speaking of this match, in order to get ourselves started, we got to know where we're going. So we'll head into the map veto now and get ourselves a bit of a look here tonight as to what we are playing. And Fost, Noob Esports quickly banning away Summit, not wanting to test out the new map. They are instead going to go to the familiar map of Lotus. I think it's fair to say, I still believe to this day it is the most played map in OCE since it's come out. So everybody, I think, will be very comfortable to see Lotus coming out here. Then we'll be heading over towards Sunset, which will be a very interesting match, a good test for the teams in terms of their structure and how they want to sort of play the map. It's a very dynamic map. I think Lotus and Sunset share that. And then we're going to the good old classic map of Haven for map 3.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said, Lotus is very, very well picked in our region. Haven as well, the decider, is often left there hanging. What's interesting as well about Lotus and Sunset is that Noob Esports lost both of these maps against Troopers the last time they played. So the last time we saw these guys play, they lost both Lotus and Sunset, and they lost a 13-5 on Lotus. So they had a pretty drastic loss. Picking that as your map instead of Haven, which has historically been a very successful map for them, is a questionable decision. I mean, you could look into it and say that Big T, they also lost 13-5 to Troopers. They also had a questionable Lotus. But in a decider, you don't want to be gambling that. You want to be playing to your strengths, your comforts, rather than to the opponent's weaknesses.
Yeah, no, look, I completely understand that. And like you said, they haven't had the greatest record, I think, historically on this map. They're, you know, sitting around a 40 to 50% win rate. So it's not the greatest map for Noob Esports historically. But as you mentioned, I mean, both teams have had the same result, right? 13-5 against Troopers. They just, both of them couldn't get started on their attack either. And that is going to be the real question here. Maybe that's something the Noob Esports has looked into, right? Maybe they've gone into the VODs here and just saw something about the way Big T played on their defense that they could probably dismantle, knowing the attack struggled. Both of these teams actually did struggle on their attack in their last match. So we'll see whether or not, you know, the small break between games has given them enough time to go back to that drawing board and get themselves prepared. But I believe we might be heading into the game soon here. We'll see whether or not we get into the agent select boss. But I mean, yeah, as you mentioned, it is definitely a risk to pick a map that you have been vulnerable on in the past. But they've picked it. They're going to have to make sure they can execute their game plan tonight. Yeah,
for sure. And I think maybe coming into this, looking at, I don't know, potentially switching up even comps. Like you want to be bringing out that stuff that's deep in your pockets into this matchup. And I'm not saying that this map is the decider, but winning out on this map for Big T after their loss and then winning on Noob's map pick would be really huge for them. So if they're coming from the lower bracket round one match, if they want to fully put themselves out there, taking this map, showing dominance first, it's a pretty big step towards success.
100%. So, you know, before we get into the game, I suppose we could do a few player highlights as well, sort of see what the talent is across the board. One person I think that we could easily highlight here, Foss, is Val. I mean, on Noob Esports, obviously plays a heck of a lot of Chamber, but just the Senti role in general. Probably expecting the Chamber to come out here on Lotus, I think it's fair to say, did play it in their previous match. And I mean, listen, when you got someone who could shoot like that with a headhunter, get a tour de force in his hands, you know that side of the map is going to be safe and secure. But against the quality roster, as we mentioned, the Big T do have a lot of firepower there. The question is going to be whether or not he can stand up to it on such a glass cannon type of role, I want to say.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Chamber. You either frag and you get those ticks and you get in their faces, or you get just tapped. You get shot before you can react, and he's a very volatile agent. He can feel on and off, and Bao is an incredible shooter, and when he's on, he's on. But it really depends on if he can get going, and especially if he can get that operator on early. If he can get an op early and get his confidence with the op, and get on those op lines on Lotus, they will be built for success. And I think they can counter things like the Vice, the Neon, kind of the slow insert playstyle, if they can get Bao confident on his offense.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. It's definitely going to be about having those impact frags, making sure they're getting themselves actively on different lines. And I suppose you mentioned as well on the other side of things, I mean, you talk about star players. I think Echo certainly is up there, has had a lot of experience on top teams. Like you said with Bonkers, I mean, obviously winning quite a couple of tournaments there, playing at a very high level. The entire team is going to be at that level as well. I mean, obviously you've even got Tisoi here, who was on Team New Zealand, right, who did qualify. Obviously I think he was in there as a sub, maybe doing a bit of assistant coaching, but still on an international team. And you know, having success there early is another big factor. So I think it's fair to say this Big T side probably have the accolades over Noob Esports, but Noob Esports as a team have been playing together for a little bit longer, so that synergy could definitely be a factor.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, don't get me started on Echo. That's all I'm going to say. I'm a big fan of him. He's been playing amazing as of recent. I mean, what's great is that he's been frying at LANs. He's been frying on online. He's a really great player. I love watching him play, but I think what would be interesting is not focusing on Echo, but looking at the Senti matchup. Wisp also matches up with Bao on the Senti, and he has been incredibly good on that Cypher and on that Chamber. He has been a good Chamber for the side of Big T, and on Evolve as well, on that older Evolve roster that he used to play for. So I could see a potential Chamber matchup between Wisp and Bao, and it'd be interesting to see how these two perform against each other.
Yeah, 100%. I guess it will determine, how they want to go about with the compositions. Noob Esports, I believe in the past, were playing the double controller setup there with the Viper Omen, whereas Big D, they have been going more for the double duelist approach. So I guess it will be a clash of ideas. We'll see which way they want to go here on this map. Obviously, both the compositions have been tried and tested. Both of them have success. There's reasons to pick either way. But yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, the Sentinel role could play a huge factor here because, I mean, look, there have been a few iterations. There's been, a few teams internationally, I suppose, trying to play double Senti, triple Senti on Lotus. I think that as a region, we tend to want to go more the duelist path, right? We want to be getting into those engagements, getting into those fights. And as you guys at home in the crowd, or online, I suppose, want to be getting into the action, we are here and we are ready to go. So, Fost, I am very, very keen to see what comes out. It looks like it will be the same compositions for both of these teams that we've seen in the past, as we will be having the double controller here by Noob Esports starting on that defense, coming up against the double duelist, the Big T.
Yeah, and the chamber matchup as well. We're having Wisp and Bao both on the chambers.
100%. The decider match is underway now, and Bao, the player we highlighted, will be immediately dealt with. Echo, a huge first blood to come out there from the Rays, and now Wisp on the other side of the map is going to spot a few players here and gets out with his life. Good information here for the side of Big T. They will use the Trailblazer, get themselves over towards the C side, as we do see eventually Wisp is caught up with there. It will be a kill coming back for Noob Esports. So they brought things back nicely to a 4v4. Spike plant will go down, and it will be Noob Esports asked to retake here, Fost.
Yeah, it seems like just a CT push. High-low sit up, broken up. Seems like the Omen's going to be playing off the one-way coming in. Blind ready. Blind held by both Omens. Ooh. And Unleashed Paranoia out, blinded. Young can't find one. Nade coming out, and seems like they have control. Running back to water, but very good at Pechniak. XC, Soy, Wally. Only the hit shot, but in a 1v3 can't do much else.
Yep, that will be 1-0 to the attackers here, and I gotta say, Fost, it looked like it was a pretty pacey start. I mean, Echo, if he's shooting like that, it is gonna cause a lot of headaches for Noob Esports there. Bao, unfortunately, on that first round, not answering the call under the pressure there. We'll see whether or not he can get himself on the board here in this second round. As we know, the chamber, kind of having that pocket guardian Fost, it certainly can provide a threat around the map.
Yeah, and I think that round he just fell asleep on the line somewhat. It felt like he had the crosshair placement there, the shot readied. Echo again, he's just insane with that guardian.
100% Paranoia is going to come out and attempt to trap play towards C Mound, but there just isn't enough behind it. It's just not really together. It's a real disjointed attempt to fight back into the round. Noob Esports have given a second pick over here, and as the map goes quiet, you may even see a potential lurk up towards the A side. Oh, no. But if this box isn't cleared fast, this could get ugly.
Toxins going up.
Oh no, and the wall comes up to hide it. Wisp completely unspotted. Been caught now. He knows the rotates. Can he find more than one? Ooh. He can, the Ek with two. Echo there to trade though. 3v2 now on the retake. Fade Omen. It's planted for tree. If they fight this, they're going to be fighting into the Echo Guardian. Maybe they're trying to get that Outlaw back, but...
Yeah, this is looking a bit rough now. It's just, long range up against the Classics, and they have used the dark cover to cut off the sight line. It just opens up another one, and that's going to be Zach cleaning things up. Big T going up 2-0 in the map. Very, very clean start here for the attackers. Fost. This bonus round is going to be very, very interesting, as we are seeing the HUD is unfortunately off. I will try and keep track of the score mentally. If you guys know, it is currently 2-0 to Big T. Noob Esports on the back foot.
Yeah, I mean, going to the third round, they have quite a good buy. There's Outlaws, Guardians, Bulldogs coming out on the side of Big T. So they have some scary weaponry. They could definitely make something work. And if you're players like Echo, I mean, who was dominating that C line, they've brought the Viper over to try challenge it, but just move towards A. 3 here though
100%.
for Noob.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very dangerous trap. If it is sprung here, Big T approaching the site here, want to try and get themselves in nice and clean. Contact play through the toxic trade. It's going to go perfectly. 2 kills immediately coming through. Wisp and Zach will find value there. And now Wally on the side towards Tree goes huge for 2 kills. Traded out in the end by Verdict here, and that is going to mean it is a 3v2 scenario. Again, Noob Esports on the back foot. Playing nice and slow here. They want to deny this bonus. You can't just give this round over for free. So they will end up going in to attempt this retake. It's going to be Bao. He does need to try and get himself on the line here, but Wisp is going to be played in on that angle. The flash doesn't go their way though. Bao will find a nice pick. Tissoy puts an end to the Chambers' reign of terror, and now Nick in that 1v2 is going to have to try and find some value here. A lovely paranoia comes out by Tissoy, and that is going to deny the Noob Esports retake here. It is going to enable a bonus, and that's 3-0 to Big T.
Yeah, and 3-0 lead is quite a substantial one, especially on the attack where they struggled before. I mean, you look back at their matchup against Troopers, both teams struggled on their attack, so you really want to find these rounds on the defense if you're a Noob, and I mean, you're doing your job if you're Big T. 3 rounds here,
Kick them out.
and a Chamber 1v1 on the lurk. This would be interesting to watch. Bao versus Wisp. More interesting 3. Oh my god.
Well, it's a bloodbath towards C-Mound. That is how things have started here. A 2-for-1 trade here on the map. The attackers finally being put on the back foot here in round number 4. It is an eco round, but often these can be the most dangerous ones. Players with the sheriffs in hand. I mean, we know how good these players are aim-wise. They're not going to miss too often with this weapon in hand. And from the shadows, we'll actually recover a rifle. Very unique way to be using that ultimate. They will get themselves back on the line now with a bit of an upgrade in hand. Noob Esports, can they convert on this eco round? That is going to be the question. Shots to come out here. Ixie and Wally going to find his 3rd on the round, but it's actually Verdict to come through with the goods. Nice trades to come out. Seekers as well will reveal Bao being quite close here on the chamber. Seekers will be denied on that initial information, but the Sky, I mean, where do you go here, Foss? That's a real question, because you don't want to abandon these rifles. Do you go back in towards the C side? It looks like that may be their only option, unless they go through that door towards B. But again, that is just handing over a couple of free rifles. Does look like the Sky wants to just instead go in towards this C site with 15 seconds on the clock. Big T, I mean, they're running out of time here. Verdict is going to get that plant down, at least tap the spike. Look for an early duel, but the time is ticking fast, and it looks like this could be the round.
Oh, what are they doing? Noob Esports, they hacked the round.
I can't believe what I'm just saying. I thought, genuinely, I thought they was going to jump spot that. 3 seconds on the clock. Only one player needs to swing. They go together and they line up. It's an absolute disaster, and you got to feel for Noob Esports there, Foss. They did so much hard work to get themselves into that advantageous position, and they just throw it away in the 2v1.
Yeah, so many great ideas. I mean, you had the Omen ulting, the paranoia trap as soon as they came in with the flash. I mean, he missed the one-way, but that's the only thing you can complain about, getting into that setup, and all gets thrown away by a mistake in the post-part.
Well, we did talk about the pressure, but they need to see Noob Esports start standing up. There's a nice start as Bao. We'll find Tissoy, and that is the Omen down. No more smokes available for the attacking side here in the remainder of this round, so they will have to just go in, try and take some more space than usual, as Echo will do just that with the showstopper. A perfect response to losing their Omen. They get all the way in towards Defender Spawn to give us nice, safe plant here, but it's still a numbers advantage to Noob Esports, and surely this is where Noob Esports can get themselves on the board.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're not going into CT or Waterfall, where they have the Omen paranoia to counter any pushes. They're giving it, and now Big T are able to get good positions into their spawn. But it doesn't matter. I don't know how Bao got that pick, but yeah, getting a same shot. Now he's getting trapped. And losing that Omen early. a very debilitating thing for Big T. Amazing pick by Bao at the start of the round.
Yep.
I think what most teams will do against that Omen, losing that Omen, is they'll just play incredibly aggressive, play ahead of where most people will paranoia. And that's what Big T tried to do. It was actually a really good response from Noob to then instead go through the door and not give them any of those fights.
No, 100%. Just a quick update on the score as well. It is 4-1. Again, apologies for the HUD. It will be fixed next map, we are being told. But I'm keeping track. I'm keeping the mental track here. 4-1 Noob Esports on the board. And I mean, Voss, it seems like at the moment, the less sense things make, the better things are going. So we'll see whether or not Noob Esports can continue that advantage. Oh my goodness. TP into the smoke here, getting it spammed down. A little bit of damage going back and forth, but again, it's Echo to open things up. The Raze is looking absolutely insane here, as it will be. The Neon to fall here. Big T getting the numbers advantage in that 5v4. Again, we're going to see a similar post up here of the Chambers lurking on each other towards that A site. Bao just holding all the space with this operator in hand. Definitely a big weapon you don't want to let go of. The attackers are looking to pivot towards that B site for now. And I suppose that this is the issue with playing the chamber, right? You don't have a lot of information to work with as the side of Noob Esports. They have to go exploring for that information, and somehow Nick has found the pick, and there's no trade to come through. So they have managed to even things up here. With 40 seconds on the clock, Noob Esports, a little bit of control in the map as Bao will find Wisp.
Finds his match, but they're returning to him. Can he find more of the flash? He's ready for the corner. The
30
onside
seconds
as
left.
well. They're really gonna contact into the op?
Ooh. Pressure now for the chamber, as we are going to see the rendezvous used, but it's only going to be a temporary survival there for the chamber.
No way!
Nick just swing out, deny the plant, but Tisoy, huge 2 trades to come back. Ixie and Nick will fall. The plant does come through, and Wally is left with it all to do in the 1v2 scenario here. We got Tisoy, got Zach on the site, but can the Omen find something here? Tisoy is just giving him the 1v1, and now the Neon's position is revealed. Shadow Step is used as the fake, but Zach just gets off the line, reveals, sorry, denies any type of trickery here, and the swing is perfect. Back onto the line. Wally not reading the reposition of the Neon quite well there. 5-1 Big T, a 4-round lead over Noob Esports.
Yeah, and that TP is pretty interesting from Bao. Most people have it like either on that B just so they can immediately kind of get back to safety behind the door, but with the door broken, it does make sense to get yourself posted with that in mind. I'm just wondering, is there any way to support Bao when they start rotating off him? I mean,
Oof.
don't need to support a dead man anymore.
Yeah, I suppose the rendezvous, as you mentioned, was probably for, you know, some sort of a contact towards rubble, because that's where he was holding, right? He wanted to hold for that wider angle and have time to use that rendezvous to get back. But yeah, I suppose that the question is what happens when they are a lot closer, and we saw the result of that in that round. So Big T off to a good start. Again, that operator that we mentioned has been handed over to the attackers, and it has already found value here as Wally gonna have to use that shadow set to get out of their position revealed towards Mound, and we'll end up respecting the space and giving it. Noob Esports needing to be proactive, however, down a man needs to try and find something. The response is to go towards mid, go towards this B side, and Tisoy is put under pressure. It is another trade, though, to come back, and Big T, they maintain their numbers advantage, but again, they will end up losing the ability to use any of their smokes.
Oh, yeah, unfortunate miss on Zach. Zach getting the entry. Finally the second onto Ixie. Nice shots from him. And unfortunately, that was the fatal invested as well. I mean, they were really looking for Nick to get maybe 2 or 3 on that entry, but Zach doing good to find that punish, and now you have Wisp on the op holding this line if Wally even dares to walk in. So
Yes.
can walk around though.
It's looking real awkward here for Noob Esports. I mean, I think they got bigger problems in this clutch. It just seems like they are being destroyed all around the map as the spike is going to be allowed to detonate here. Wally may be on for a couple of exits. We'll see whether or not the attackers decide to go that way. It looks like they will instead take the free exit towards defender spawn. They're kind of trading positions on the map, but I mean, Foss, what do Noob have to do to respond to this? It just seems like at the moment they're losing so much information so early, and then, I mean, Big T are just waiting for a response and then walking into their crosshairs.
Yeah, I'm not liking the chamber on A. I just don't think it's been valuable for them. He's either being picked off early in the round by Wisp when he has the op, or he's losing value later in the round because they just re-clear him out and the Neon can run onto his TP. So he's in a really awkward spot where he has to find kind of that value in the middle of the round, but he's not being presented anything. So he has to sit on the line, and if he doesn't get that op pick, he just loses a lot playing that A line. So maybe shifting him more towards C, or even a B walk, or having him get posted up on a deeper line after an A fight would be a way better idea for Noob, because they're just not finding the information that they need from that chamber.
100%, I agree with you there. It has just been a complete outplay so far from Big T, but as we know, timeouts are always very valuable. The coach is going to have a word here to Noob Esports, and surely with that little bit of insight from the coach, maybe a little bit of help on how they want to play this map, they will give themselves a bit of a lifeline. As we can see, 6-1. I mean, a 5-round lead is just absolutely huge. We know this map is attacker-sided, right? I mean, I kind of feel like sometimes when you get into, you know, matches and stuff, people look a bit too much into, you know, attack side, defense sided. You can't be only getting one round, right? There needs to be a bit of a better response. And as I mentioned before the match started, Fost, it was actually the defense from Noob Esports that was a lot better than the attack. So hopefully, for the sake of Noob Esports, they can get themselves on the board. I mean, a thrifty round would be absolutely huge to turn things around, but it seems like at the moment for Big T, they're expecting a trap play to come out, and they are just holding position for now.
I mean, yeah, when you're going into rounds, like eco rounds like this, especially off a timeout, you're looking at either them playing super aggressive or them playing a trap. So what you do is you freeze in the mid round, and you on Lotus, you hold this B, because someone will do what Tech did. They'll walk up B main and they'll try to get the info themselves. So this is actually really good discipline from Big T. They're seeing nothing, no aggression towards the C yet, and some aggression out of A. I mean, some aggression out of B. The pick towards C will definitely cause the rotates towards that side. Now they know where they want to hit.
And they got to over-rotate as well, because they just lose so much space, as we mentioned. It's going to be Bao needing to be the hero. Only good for the one, however, and that is going to be a huge trade for Big T as they managed to get themselves in towards the site. Now it is going to be a plant to come through. Wally does trade one back, however, and Noob Esports is starting to heat up here. The overdrive is online for the Neon, and it is going to be effective. Echo cannot stand up to the test, and Wisp is all that's left here in this 1v3. Tries to contest into it, gets denied, and Noob Esports off the back of that timeout will get a second round on the board.
Yeah, and it was off that fast rotate. So they had the 3-stack B. As soon as that C pick was done, they didn't over rotate off that C pick. A lot of teams, as soon as that guy C dies, you'll see 2 or even all 3 rotate towards C, and then they'll be late for the A flood. They stayed pretty disciplined, waited for the noise. Bao heard them running up, and then immediately they pivoted towards A. And Bao getting one slowed down that entry, slowed down the space that they could, limited the space they could take. And then the flood just came in and was beautifully executed. And then Neon huge value.
Tour de Force is online here for Wisp, and we'll go out of this dark cover and gets dealt with in the end. Huge picks to come through from Natsuki Subaru, and I believe Ixie as well did manage to get a trade there. So a bit of a bloodbath on the site. It is a 3v2 scenario. I mean, listen, sometimes you play that for a little bit of an information line. That's what I like to call it, because, you know, at least you can see a player passing that pixel angle. But yeah, that would be a ridiculous shot. I mean, I can't even see what he's looking at.
You can see on the minimap. If someone passes through it, then you get to see them on the minimap. But
Yeah.
I've seen I've seen crazier shots. This, oh, Echo, please do not give him the split.
This would be
Oh
something
my
else.
God.
Oh, that was very close. Dink through the smoke. Isn't going to find anything. And after seeing that, it's all the attackers want to deal with. They're going to go over towards that B side, or at least fake it for a bit. And Nick was up on this way a little bit earlier than the Omen expected, leaving Echo in this 1v3. And Bao, caught off guard, will be denied. You've got to be aware of the Razor's position on site, you would think. But Echo, with that showstopper, has managed to retrieve the spike. Sends over the shot. Covered by Zixi. Now it's all down to a 1v1 scenario here as Noob Esports. They will be running over towards Echo here in this 1v1 scenario. Let's see whether or not the attackers can convert this round from out of nowhere, as Echo is going to wrap around the site here. Nick is going to try to clear towards Mountain. The timing is completely offset. And it's another disaster for Noob Esports. 7-2. Somehow Big T just keep getting away with Murderfost.
I mean, Echo is like inhuman. Why did he flick towards B main? I will have no idea. Maybe he heard something. Maybe there was a premonition in his ear. This kid is insane. I don't even know what to say. An amazing 1v3. Got the pick onto the B main player. Used the Razor and immediately had the awareness to run out of there, go towards C, and gets a great timing onto Nick. That is a soul-crushing round for Noob Esports, especially after they played such a great A rubber fight.
Yep, 100%, as we are seeing it is going to be a Viper's Pit online here, used by Nick towards the A site rather than towards C, where it traditionally is kind of found. So instead, the Viper are going to be posing a bit of a different issue for the attackers to deal with, as we are going to see a Trailblazer coming through tree. We'll actually find the Viper, I believe, and Nick is trying to walk forward, trying to contest the space over towards tree, looking around the map. It is going to be Wisp, who is hunted down and taken out. So the chamber is dealt with here. The attackers will back themselves to go in towards the A side. That's spam. I don't know how it's missed, but Nick is forced to swing out. Ends up going down. Destroy and Echo clean things up. And Noob Esports again on the back foot in a 2v4, but not the most unwinnable position to be in. A 1v1 could be isolated here.
One
for
enemy
the Neon,
remaining.
but I mean, every fight that had to be won there by Big T was 8-2, and Noob Esports, they're going to continue to struggle to find rounds.
I mean, the story of Noob is just finding these advantages. They keep on finding nice picks, nice situations, fights that you'd want to be in, and then somehow either by hero plays or mistakes on the side of Noob, they just seem to lose it all. And when you're in those types of scenarios, it starts getting in your head, and then you start making more mistakes because you're really conscious about what you've done in the past, focusing so hard on trying to fix that. And the momentum behind Big T, they don't care. They'll just run it, take the fights because they're so confident after all these clutches and hero plays.
We are going to see another attempt here this time towards the B side. Noob Esports, they tried to put a bit of a trap on the previous round, but this time it's Big T who go for that trap play. We are going to see a fight break out here. We'll trade one back over towards Tissoy, and gotta say the Omen has been getting picked off quite a lot in this one, but that box has been played on more than once, and Wisp is aware of the possibility of Nick trying to slip in there. So the Viper also falls to see this come out, and all of a sudden Noob Esports just keep taking isolated 1v1s, and they keep getting found out.
2v4 here, and it looks like the round's basically over. Count them out just yet, but
one enemy remaining.
Very disappointing fights. Well, can't count them out now. Some very disappointing fights I'm seeing here. Nick trying to get that timing, but you know the chamber's lurking towards A. He's done it every single round, and he's even gone towards that door space multiple times. So I'm just questioning what the decision making is in these scenarios. You've killed the Omen. You've killed one of their best post-fight scenarios. You've done the retake on C. You know what will be happening, and they just struggle and they throw it all away. And it's very disappointing to see.
It It is indeed, but we're getting into the next round here. No time for disappointment. They need to get a third round online, and again, Bao is denied off of that line. Needs to quickly abandon the site. As I mean, that execute is so beautiful with Big T. Just every piece of the site taken over by utility, giving a free walk down over towards defender spawn. The dark cover one way, however, will miss, so can't take full advantage of the space just yet here from the attackers.
Spike planted.
It is going to be 9-2 scoreline. New Esports desperately need this round. There's a Nightfall online, but they're just trying to fight for the space first. Paranoia is very good, however, and that is going to find 2 freebies.
Face your fear!
Will clean up. This already look for the one. Wisp and huge trade back now, leaving themselves in a 2v3. But New Esports,
remaining.
the question's got to be fast. Where was that coordination all half? An excellent retake to come through, and it's 9-3.
And when they get there early, when they stop the bleeding, when they just immediately come there to patch up and then immediately fight
Switching
in
sides.
with a bunch of util, a bunch of coordinations, they play very well. And you won't win all of those scenarios. Like, there'll be some times where Echo pulls out like a 4K, but you're better off in most cases either playing a delay and then a site hold until flood, or just that retake. And they really looked like they were struggling so hard, just trying to take individual fights, trying to be heroes, and they didn't realize that all they needed to do, quite simply, just put the egos aside and execute a round like that. That's in the past. That was defense. Now the side they struggled on against troopers attack.
And their struggles may continue here as Wisp getting another first blood. I mean, how many first bloods have this team been able to get this game so far? And Wisp is going to get a second, doubles up with a headhunter, but Bao trades things back. 3v4 scenario here as New Esports will look to try to get a bit of a safer plan here. Ixie able to get that spike plan in, but the health is not looking good. They can't play it because it's the only player left. Fade absolutely isolated and dismantled here. Double digits reached early. Big T get 10. New Esports still stuck on those 3 rounds, and look, we always try to talk about the comebacks, about the curses, maybe fast, but when you lose the pistol, I mean, it does look pretty dire now.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can say to it is if Fnatic did it, then we can too. Which used to be my famous catchphrase. We never won any of those games, by the way. Whenever we're down 11-3, but it was always a nice sentiment to think. And you gotta at least play out this map with full confidence, get these rounds out, so that next map you can have at least some chance into it. But that text, unfortunately, Nick able to equalize it with the Sheriff, and now a 4v3. They've got the Stinger by, so this is definitely a winnable round. They get this round, they get the next. I mean, you're only looking at a 5-round deficit. Sure, they have to win 3 and you have to win 8, but it's better than nothing.
Yep. Well, let's see whether or not the New Esports can hold on to this post plan. 4v3 scenario, as you said, we are going to see the retake start to come out now. Judge in hand on the Neon could be deadly, but Echo's got the Guardian. That's going to be the much bigger threat. Nice entry from the Rays in towards this retake to start things out, as we do see the Neon attempting to close the distance. Now the slide comes out, only good for the one. And Echo is down to a 1v2. It's not looking good here. The time is ticking. Echo's not going to be able to get away. And as you mentioned, Nick, 4 kills with the literal headshot after headshot. And New Esports, 4-10. Maybe that gives them a little ray of hope.
I mean, I wish we had like 20 different replays. I need to see what the hell that man was doing. 4K with a Marshall, he hit the sliding Neon. He hit, I mean, just some crazy stuff out of him. And that's what you need. These types of rounds, confidence boosters, they will get you back into the game. No matter how bad you are at the half, you get one of those that can completely flip your game plan. And he's dead.
Well, I mean, listen, it was a good speech. I'll give it to you there, Foss. Very, very nicely done. But yeah, the rest of the team now will have to try and go up off the back of the success found earlier. Zixi will trade things back over towards Wisp. Out of ammunition, has to reload, and the pressure is applied. But Zach is dealt with there. Wally, great reinforcements there. Noob Esports maintain their 2-man advantage, but they are quite low here. Definitely a dangerous round now as the attackers try to reset, try to find whether or not there is more aggression on the map to be dealt with. Echo, great experience, as we have mentioned in the past, knows that he cannot give up this side of the map. Now just has to go into a deeper line, get the information to allow the 2 defenders on that A side to stack up.
Yeah, and these 2 have a very nice cross here. All the prowlers have been used, at least to my knowledge. So they can't clear out the sky unless they face them. It looks like what Bao plans to do, and a bit of whiffage, but able to find the pick. The Soy solo on site. Neon ready to slide on him. Cuts out a Bao and Tech just to secure that round. That's 5. And they've got quite a good bind of this. 3 Guardians, a Bulldog, and a Rifle. The Phantom coming up on Nick. And a buy coming out for Big T, obviously their 3rd round after losing, I mean their 4th after losing that eco at 2nd round, the bonus going towards Noob. And I think what's interesting out of Noob is that they like to take these fast initial fights with 3 or 4 and then immediately cut into these groups.
Yeah, I mean, look, there is going to be another contest here over towards a Rubble. Pretty standard stuff for a start on Lotus, but Wisp has been so good so far on the chamber. Needs to be putting a momentous performance online, but it's going to be Noob Esports instead.
The Soy?
Able to get the executor. Essentially gets huge 2 kills coming through. It is going to instead be traded out. A great effort there from the Omen, but instead it is down to this 3v2. Wally with the paranoia in hand wants to go even further.
Oh my God.
1 enemy remaining.
It is a bit of chaos here as Echo in the 1v2. You do not want to give this man a 1v1 here. Spike is coming down. That is respect shown towards the Rays, but let's see whether or not Echo can get through. Has slipped the net over towards the side. Can get around this pit now. And how long does he have until Noob Esports is suspicious of it? You can see Bao is holding that line. Echo wants to try to find the player before tapping the defuse. And as you mentioned, just came close enough to see the little outline of the Rays. Bao lands the headshot. And that's 6 on the board for Noob. Listen, we can't really say anything just yet. It is still a large deficit of 10-6, but they're looking a lot better on the attack than they did in the past.
Oh yeah, definitely. Much better than the Troopers. I mean, they're on 6 rounds. It's better than the 5 they got against Troopers already. I mean, really great stuff out of them to punish the A fight and then immediately just keep the pace up on the C. And that really, the punish towards the chamber is really important because then it doesn't really have confidence on playing that site hold.
I think someone that is not short on confidence has been Wisp today, been getting a lot of value on these picks and playing over towards Rubble here. Needs to try to hit some shots with a Headhunter in hand. As we can see here, it is going to be Noob Esports just poking and prodding, wanting to make sure they get information without falling into a trap or overcommitting to something here as Bao is playing a dangerous game towards B, but it is going to be both chambers removed in this one. As we can see here, Noob Esports making a dash in towards the A side. Wally is getting hunted down by the defenders. They want blood here up against the Omen, but instead it is going to be the Omen to get away for now. Wally overwhelmed by a classic of all things. I mean, this round is absolute chaos.
The stairs wrap is so nice. Finding the Omen, the Skydogging. Now they know these 2 are flanked, but they both got rifles. So this is definitely a winnable scenario. Stunned. Ready for Neon, but can be countered quite easily by the opposing counterpart. Stun coming out. Swing for the drop. Can't quite find a hit. But Nick's got him. Now just a single flash and it's gone. Not much you can do into this round. Maybe a consolation prize. Doesn't seem like he can even get that XC. Closing it out 7-10 now. They're only 3 rounds behind. And this is where you start sweating a little bit if you're Big T. Like, oh, these guys are getting a bit too close. Yeah. Now you're going into the bye round that decides whether they get to 9. And this is a stressful one. I mean, you lose this one, you have a lot of ults building up for Noob.
Yeah, the question,
that bye round.
The question I have is when you consider the timeout here, right? Just that, you know, not even, maybe they're not doing anything too wrong on their game plan side. Maybe they're happy with how it's going, but just to have a bit of break in momentum here.
You want to play?
Attackers.
Let's
like,
play.
When you consider it here, I suppose they are backing themselves here. Like I said, their game plan wise, I don't think has been too bad coming out of Big T. They've kind of just lost a few crucial fights. There's been some big multi-frag and hero plays from New Esports, but if they continue that momentum, it could get to a point where it is impossible to break. We are seeing here a little bit of proactivity coming out from the side of Big T. They take all the space towards Sig Mound, and I mean, that trademark is over towards the A side. Tisso is going to open things up with the first blood as well. The Viper could get caught in the back lines here. Yeah, New Esports' his attack, it looks like it is going to collapse on itself. They may have to go all the way through this B side over towards C.
Take this!
So they're trying to do that, but just
Last player standing. Spike down. C.
And it's a devastating round. I mean, the Soy on that off angle, able to find the pick onto Bao when he had the operator. It's incredible value. I really like that setup from Big T. That's kind of what I wanted out of Noob after their initial timeout. You know, the one where they played the Flood.
Yep.
They had aggression towards A. But what they did is they had Raze with the Chamber. So the Chamber can play the aggressive lines. So when... What was I saying? So you have the Chamber that's playing the aggressive line. And then you also have the Raze that can play off him. Or the aggressive line with him. And so having that extra support gives your Chamber a lot more confidence. And also the ability to find more picks.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. So 4-round lead now for Big T and Kittens. It's going to be Natsuki to get an opener over towards Verdict, but that is going to be Noob Esports pressing the advantage now over towards the C side. Fast lane comes out. The site is getting overwhelmed. Wisp has to give things up. Tissoy not given any of those freebies that he found in the previous round either. Noob Esports just checking off all the boxes here, making the site nice and secure before they go for this plant. And in the 5v4, Big T and Kittens, they've got a lot of work ahead of them.
Yeah, a difficult retake. I mean, C-side's definitely the one you want to be going into, but definitely not without Echo. The operator as well.
Coming through.
Utah being chucked out, stuns flying. Chamber walking, only able to find the one though. Traded out immediately by the Neon, and now in the 4v2, it's just a save.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not looking for too much. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a little stray dog just going on a walk. But other than that, can't look for much here. And this is a great round for Noob to win. But if you look at Big T, they've got quite a few ults online. 4 big ones, missing the Chamber. But, I mean, you're not complaining if you have that Raze or that Neon ult and that Sky ult online for this upcoming round.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there are 4 ultimates online now for the defenders as well. Like you mentioned, that the longer the half goes on, I suppose, you know, the byproduct of that for a team with advantage in rounds is that they're eventually going to have enough ultimates to sort of break that momentum. And on 11 here, having the showstopper, having the overdrive, having, you know, the Seekers as well, there's a lot of tools in their inventory here, and they may only need to use one of those to get this next round, right? Obviously, then you want to save a little bit for that match point, but let's see how they go here. Wisp immediately put under pressure. Will be the Chamber needing to get away here with the rendezvous. I think it might have been broken, I'm not sure, but either way, Noob Esports have broken open the A site. The Chamber immediately has been dealt with, and Zach, a huge trade back in that one, making things into a 3v4, and that is 3 players with ultimates online here, Boss. They may consider going for this.
Getting the slide through. If he gets the pick onto Wally, I mean, Wally's 1 HP here. This is dangerous.
3 for 3.
Echo not committing the ult towards him. Realizing he might send it towards Tree and find the pick onto Nick, but no. He's going wide, not even lick of damage on him. Wally's still surviving on site, finding one.
One enemy remaining.
Finding 2, 3
What?
for Wally. I don't know how he's lived in that scenario. Echo, the 1v2, both towards Tree. He's playing slide outside of it, goes to tap the bomb, but Niak is aware, and that's 9 for Noob Esports. Wally doing heroics. This man has not historically been a fragger, but today he's on something. Great stuff out of him. I don't know how he lived on site to get 2 there. And this is, once again, this is looking scary. They invested the Sky ult and the Raze ult into that round.
I was about to say, it's
huge ults to invest into that and to not find value of either of them. The Raze ult thing, it didn't even get a pick. It went straight past Nick.
yeah, that's kind of the double-edged sword of using those ultimates, right? Yes, it gives you an advantage, but you better win the round. Otherwise, you're left in this position here as Wiz again is put under pressure towards his site. We did mention this rendezvous in the first half, Foss, and it looks like the smoke chambers is not going their way. Bao somehow getting 2 kills. What a spray transfer over towards Mound.
Spike planted.
15 Kittens have gone for the C Mound aggression, but by the time that fight's been cleaned up, it's been Noob Esports already on site in a 4v2. I mean, this round, sure, they might go for it as they have, you know, got a couple of weapon upgrades. Maybe Zach here, I believe, only picked up this rifle off a dead body, so I suppose why not do some economic damage? But, I mean, we're seeing similar issues to what we saw in the first half, right, Foss? These site anchors just not getting their pick and living. They're just going down.
Back off. Gotta go. Sword good.
Sure, Zach, I mean, as you're saying that, I think what the problem is once again, leaving
Last
that chamber
player
on that
standing.
line alone is never gonna work. Especially if your TP's like right there, you're playing against the Neon, he's just gonna slide on you. And the timeout coming out now, I mean, double digits for Noob Esports. This is a very crucial timeout. They need to just chuck the chamber towards C. I know it's a very basic thing, everybody does it, but there's a reason why. Getting the chamber on there, maybe with a one-way, and playing a heavy fight with a Neon util, the Raze util towards A. I think they just need to play pretty simple here and play their rotates. I think that's what they're good at. Playing those 2-2-1s, playing a rotate. I think they're just overcomplicating it. They're leaving chamber solo on an A line where they're getting punished into the reclear every single time. Maybe an adjustment they can make is because what noobs seem to be doing is what a lot of teams do. They'll go towards C, or they'll go towards B, or they'll create pressure somewhere around the map, and then they'll re-clear into A. Right? Because a lot of teams, they'll leave players like either isolated, because it's easy to rotate towards C, and play that fast rotate on B. They'll leave a player isolated on A, they'll kill them, or they'll get a little space towards A, and then they'll play post bomb. Right? A lot of teams run this. I mean, this is OG Fnatic stuff, right?
Yeah.
What really counters this is, I mean, what Big T are doing, an early initial A fight, and then leaving 2 or 3 here.
Well, name is Coach Foss for a reason, mate. You've definitely cracked the code of this timeout. They are going for exactly what Foss has explained here. A bit of a heavier A stack. Just get that chamber posted up on that one-way. Try and stay alive, as we are going to see early pressure going back and forth. Noob Esports, they have identified Echo over towards that box, in towards Hobbit, but it's actually going to be the paint shells to come through. An explosive start to the round as Echo will find the first blood. Very nicely done here. You can see Noob Esports desperately searching for a trade, and they find it. Nick is going to take down Zach. That is going to make things a little bit more in favor of Noob Esports, as Bao has been quiet in this match so far. Finds Wisp. That's an entry towards the C side, and now it's going to be a foot race there.
Yeah, and he's already got this deep CT space, so he can be either the make or break of this round. I mean, getting picked off here would be awful, but he finds the Soy, which is a huge pick to find. Echo finding 2. I mean, this round doesn't stop giving. Bao going for the walk up. How neither of these guys are
enemy
there.
remaining.
The timing
30
is
seconds
beautiful
left.
here as Bao is down very, very low. Doesn't seem to matter. 4 kills on the rounds of the chamber.
What
As you
is
mentioned,
going on?
this round just continues to deliver. As soon as we thought it was going one way, it went right back the other. And Bao, I mean, it all comes off that huge entry, as you mentioned, Foster. I mean, the setup makes sense. I don't think there was anything wrong with it. They simply lose the one crucial entry duel, and it opens up the entire map. 11 apiece at Noob Esports. They could be doing the unthinkable here.
I mean, I don't understand why they were even giving that pick. They got such a nice fight onto Tech. I mean, they killed the entry. They killed Neon. They can't clear back into them. All you have to do, put the Viper wall up and leave. But I mean, not put the Viper wall up, but just leave in general. But Wisp this time with a response. Polly and XC punishing the ones out of Echo and Verdict. Soy now left solo on site. Alone, contemplating. Able to find the Neon. Viper all coming out. XC with an amazing punish. Viper though.
Spike planted.
That was an option.
That's what Niek was thinking. Wisp Zero, he's not going to be clearing his corners and Wally. He's on XC, the hero of that round.
Yep.
I'm just gonna assume
Match point.
like knew something we didn't. Obviously, it didn't pay off, but XC was there to carry them from the bottom of the scoreboard.
Yep.
A 3K for him. I mean, now 12-11. Hey, maybe the Fnatic like mindset works. We were just down 10-3. It's all right. We can win this. I don't know. At least Big T. They have the result. They could go for
You
some
want to
nice
play? Let's play.
Crap or retake setup. Committing heavy.
Go.
Towards C.
Yeah, 100% as we are getting into round 24. The final round of regulation here. It is going to be a From the Shadows used by Wally in towards Waterfall. Now, this is a very, very good setup for Noob Esports, but they're not committing towards this C push. Wally's going to be left on his own here. Oh, Noob Esports, they've given up their omen on a silver platter, made a sacrifice of their teammate, and now they're going to be down a player here, Noob Esports. I mean, they've got one option here. It is towards this big sided. I mean, we saw the pit get used in the previous round. Foster it didn't find value. I bet they'll be wishing they had it for this one.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Echo in the 1v1. That's the one for the round, I think. Results haven't been performances aimed. This match. Here to equalize, but Bao, XC. I think he's back on those C players trying to reclear into heaven, and now we're in a 3v3. I don't know how we've gotten here. A C fight though could cost them the round. I don't. Soy able to find the pick. Echo and 8 HP.
It's felt like
what
a bit
is
of team
going
deathmatch.
on?
It's a bit of a TDM at the moment. Foster in the last 30 seconds, we've seen 7 kills come through, and everyone is just getting swung. Echo still very, very low. Again, commits to the swing.
10 seconds left.
To come out. The 2-4 shot goes wide. Position revealed. Not much time left on the top. Now is going to be able to stand and deliver.
Attackers
the
win.
2-4 comes out. Noob Esports 13-11 on map 1. One of the greatest comebacks we have seen this year, Fost. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they won that last round, but all that matters is the result. 13-11, Noob Esports pull a match out from the grave.
I mean, I don't even know what happened in that last round. If you asked me, I couldn't recap anything. That was crazy. There was like 2 picks towards Big T. You think, oh, it's over. They've won the round. They have the result coming out. And then you look towards the other side. You have Ixie and Bao immediately equalizing on C-Link players trying to overcompensate for the picks that they've gotten. I mean, I don't know. It just felt like Big T had such good control of that map and then immediately threw it away. Like I said, that's kind of what happens in these elimination matches. You give a team some confidence, you give them a lifeline. They can just immediately thrust it away from you, and Big T have got to be... I would not want to be in that VC right now. There's going to be some grunts after that match. But on the side of Noob Esports, the 2 players we highlighted, Bao, Echo. I mean, great stuff out of them.
Not 100%. A fantastic game. There was I mean, there was everything, right? There was such clean executes by Big T. I've got to say, Big T and Kittens on their attack half played phenomenally well, and Noob Esports matched them. In fact, they went one better. I mean, that is an outstanding half coming out of Noob Esports to make one of the greatest comebacks that I've seen this org pull off. They're going to be happy with that one. I'll tell you what, Noobs fans in chat, frame this match, put it on your wall. That was a phenomenal game. Echo may have got the match MVP, but I think he would have rather the map win there. It was a brain explosion, I think, Boss, to say the least, and that last round, right? Like, it was just a lot of pressure going on. Obviously, in the server, people are going to make mistakes, and unfortunately, they've made a fatal mistake that's cost them the map in round 24. Noob Esports, that round looked dead, to be honest with you. It looked like we were destined for overtime. Once Wally got caught in towards Waterfall Boss, I thought, well, that's it. I mean, where are they going to go? They don't have a Viper Spit. They've got a Toxic Screen towards the A site. All that space was taken by the chamber already. They had nowhere to go other than forward, and that is where they went. Unfortunately for Big T and Kittens, they just gave too many isolated duels, and I think there was a lot of fundamental issues from both teams there on the defense. But Lotus, I mean, listen, we did say it was important for Noob Esports to win that, right? You don't want to lose your map pick. They bring it back out of nowhere, and now the story and the narrative is, can Big T recover from what just happened?
Yeah, and what's crazy is you look at a team that's incredibly dominant in terms of mechanical skill. I mean, all those players on Big T are incredible mechanical players, but when your mental's ruined like that, it doesn't matter how well you shoot, right? Mistakes will happen, you'll get out of position, and there's only so much aim can do. And I'm not knocking on new players, but you kind of see this, you see the stuff that Echo's hitting. He's on another level, but you can't be making mistakes like that in such crucial rounds. And that's gonna, I think it's gonna be the story of maybe this game for Big T. If they end up losing this, they lose this decided match, they're going to be looking at that round 24 and thinking, wow, we definitely could have won this, definitely could have gone OT.
Not 100%, but they have to look forward to the next map, just like we do here, Foss. We're going to go to a quick break. Stick around with us because map 2 is coming to your screen shortly, and after that map 1, I don't think anyone wants to miss it. We'll be back in just a little bit.
tell you no lie. Better bye 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 bye. Better bye 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 bye. Listen my song, kill that the hi-fi. Better bye 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 bye. Better bye 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 bye. Play enough for so you can say you're a pilot. Have whole heap of girl that a link a lot. Me a the big bar, rough now must win a lot and every month I hit I spin the slots. Now boy, cause you know me no play. Can't shut me up, me have enough things to say. Real dog gun, we not in a delay. Say we a chat live and we a listen Johnny K. Play enough for so you can say you're a pilot. Have whole heap of girl that a link a lot. Me a the big dog, rough now must win a lot. And every month I hit pass, I spin the slots. Tell you the truth, we not gonna tell you no lie. Better bye 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 bye. Better bye 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 bye. Listen my song, kill that the hi-fi. Better bye 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 bye. Better bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. Now go die. Now go die. Bye 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 bye. Now go die. Now go die. Now go
Well, sometimes pressure makes diamonds and sometimes pressure makes you play like a diamond. Foss, listen, welcome back, everybody. We have a very, very exciting matchup here. Noob Esports taking map 1 away from Big T and Kittens after a 10-2 lead. I mean, they just couldn't hold on there. The defense getting completely outplayed, only managing a single round on their defense, and Noob Esports came roaring back into the match. As that is going to be, oh sorry, no, I believe they got 2 rounds. It was a 9-3 half. Apologies, correcting myself there. Yep. But Fost, I mean, I think we're both speechless at the end of that match. That was absolutely insane. But I mean, it's not us who have to regather our thoughts. Big T and Kittens, they got to turn things around quickly to pull off this reverse sweep.
Yeah, I mean, don't speak for me, man. I still need to gather my thoughts to get back into Sunset. That was a crazy first map. Total roller coaster. I mean, we saw hero plays, we saw big mistakes costing rounds, but at the end of the day, really stable team came out on top. Noob, they made a lot of mistakes at the start, a lot of mistakes on defense, costed them a bunch of rounds, but there was some switch that went off in their heads after watching that one hero round from Niak with that Marshall. I still remember that 4K. I had that speech, and then he immediately got picked off. And after that round, it just felt like they just had so much momentum and they were just making the right plays continuously.
100%. Looking at the leaderboard here, obviously this is the previous match. If you did just miss it, it was Bao and Echo, the two players we highlighted going into this match, leading the way for their teams. 22 frags over towards Bao, 23 for Echo. Obviously playing different roles with the Sentinel and the Duelist, but when you're playing on the chamber, you've got to have impact through your fragging. Bao did exactly that. I mean, a 40% headshot from both these players, some of the sharpest in our region here, Foss. They were not missing very often, but I gotta say, I mean, Echo, that first half especially, I think, you know, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure all four of those first bloods would have came through on that attack, set the team up so well for success, and then it all went wrong.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's got to feel devastated after maybe costing the round off missing that Razor. He definitely could have secured a pick there, but there was also just a bunch of rounds where he got them back in. So I think Echo, you can't deny this guy gets continuous value. Every single time I watch this guy play, he's a headshot demon, he's fragging constantly. He's a pivotal part of Big T.
100%, but I gotta say, Bao, I mean, that 4K he got on that C-Lurk, if you remember, sort of a bit earlier in the second half, that kind of kickstarted the momentum of Noob Esports, right? That individual effort where he won that individual fight on the C-line, took all the space, the team gets into the site. As soon as they got that round, I believe they went on to win 6 in a row after that until Big T finally managed to put a stop to it. But even then, it wasn't enough. I mean, they just played unbelievably well. The chamber doing absolute God's work to help them get across the line. Noob Esports, they are one round away from making it to the playoffs now. They got to feel excited, but there's still a job to do here for Sunset is coming up for these teams. And look, Sunset, it's been an interesting map for our region, to be honest with you, as we are getting into the agent select. It's kind of been a map that initially it seemed like it was a little bit avoided by some teams. Now they're a little bit more comfortable playing it. But one thing's for certain, listen, I was watching a few of these matches and watching the way the teams played. It's going to be fast. And speaking of speed, we have Caden coming out here on the Neon for Noob Esports. This is going to be a very, very quick match. Both teams are pulling out the Sage as well, but I'll tell you what, that Sentinel, it's a little bit of, you know, a double-edged sword in the way you want to play it, because we see a lot of interesting walls come out to take some advantage angles for defenders and attackers. So we'll see what they want to make of that. Obviously, we are seeing that chamber pick coming out for Noob Esports. Not really too much surprise there. What do you think of these two comps here, Foss? You got the Waylay and the Neon going head-to-head, as well as the Cypher and the chamber. I
mean, we were just talking before this game about how OC is not really a double Cinti kind of region. I mean, we're getting ourselves proven wrong here. Both teams picking into the double Cinti. I think it was G2 who kind of originally started running this on a lot of their maps and onto this Sunset, and as well, I think originally E-King against Full House were pretty popular with the Sage. Minimize ran it all the time. So this is actually quite an old thing in our region. I think popularized by Minimize and the old E-King roster.
Yep, 100%. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Map 2, it is do or die for Big T and Kittens as we are starting things out here. It is Noob Esports going for a very aggressive stack towards the A site. Gonna be a bit of a fight to come out here, and it is gonna be Zach to get the first blood. Immediate reply, though, from the defense. They are gonna send Big T and Kittens running away. They re-engage. Echo is here. Echo is shooting. How has he found the second? I don't know. But it is a 4v2. Noob Esports. They've lost their numbers. They've lost the map control. And it's going to be the attackers rotating towards the B site.
It looks like they're re-greeted by Bao. See if he can get the better of his counterpart. Soy going down.
We got out.
What's not getting start. Echo with 3 verdict. Closing it out with the Sheriff and 3K coming out. Echo in the pistol. 2 amazing ghost shots to open up that A fight. I think what's crazy is that they had a really good setup with Niek on that wall. They just didn't spring the blind. I think if did that blind off the Cypher cage immediately, if they just did it off the noise, the util, I think they would have gotten a lot more value. But Niek falling, immediately they're down a number. Even if they get a pick on that, they're just trading it out.
You know, there's an interesting stat just before that round started as well. Big T, 90% win rate on their pistols, and they continue to find that success. So that is going to be Noob Esports forced down to another thrifty buy, and Bao revealing his hand very early on that headhunter, going for an early first blood, but he's going to rotate across the map now. As we can see, presence was shown towards the B site. But I mean, this is the issue with the eco rounds, right? When you go for a gamble stack, you don't find immediate value. You tend to over-rotate, and that is exactly what we're seeing here.
Yeah, I mean, you hear a little bit of noise and you start drooling a little bit. Good thing is that there are picks available here, but the pick available is Echo, and
wow,
it's
good luck hitting him.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really a pick; it's more free ult orbs for him, and he is 2 away from his ult, 6-0. And with this exploration, he might actually be 1 away.
Yeah, unlucky BC not able to abuse that timing. He's going to be held here by Tisoi. Nice headshot to come through, and Wally is left with the very undesirable task of looking for any damage, trying to deny this flawless round. But I mean, you don't really want to commit anything here, right? You don't want to use your paranoia. It is just going to be one dark cover available as well. And it looks like he is just about to walk into the inevitable. Might play for a little bit of contact, maybe some post-plant kills, get some exits to come out towards elbow. He isn't going to give it for free. Maybe he is going to stay alive. Bit of shenanigans happening there with the Sage Wall, but Tisoi will end up getting out. The Omen is getting into a fight though towards elbow, and this could get a bit ugly, but no. Echo now 1 away from the conversion pass with a 4K. Farming the eco frags, and that is going to be Big T and Kittens getting themselves off to a clean 2-0 start.
Okay, man, if we're looking at patterns, Echo got 3 on the first round, then he got 4. So I think, if my math is right, he should get an ace this round.
Well, he has dropped off the Outlaw over towards his teammate, picked up a Guardian instead for the bonus, so definitely makes sense being a bit more on that entry role now. Want to be getting forward, not really using scopes at close quarters. It's definitely not ideal, so let's see whether or not he can get anything early on, as we are going to see the defenders take the space towards A main. Recon Dart does confirm that nobody is going to be in that area, as the drone is coming out from the attackers. They will try and isolate the space over towards that B side. The barrier orb does come through from the Sage, but it's not going to deny the entry. Echo is trying to get in, doesn't have the recall to use now. So we'll have to be very careful in this duel, but he opens up, gets the conversion pass, and all of a sudden, Noob Esports are completely overwhelmed yet again. Bell not going to be wanting to watch a replay of that one, as he doesn't land the shot. But again, is all down to Wally. Somehow finds a nice headshot through there in that 1v3 gunfight, essentially. But Big T and friends, they make no mistake here. 3-0.
Yeah, and that's one of the big benefits of running the Waylay. If he's able to get those picks early, he gets his ult up, and you can just snowball around like that. I mean, you could say that for any agent, but especially Waylay, because it's just such a huge impact ult. You get that onto, I mean, like you saw, onto 2 people playing CT, or even onto 1 where Bao's left on an island, no one can help him, and they just find every single thing from there.
All right, well, let's see how this round does progress here. It is going to be contact speed initially towards the A main area, but defenders not wanting to pivot too quickly. We are going to see that wall dealt with as well towards the B side. And I like the start here, I've got to say, for Big T. They definitely have applied some nice map pressure, and Bao was spammed low in that early engagement. Now has been dealt with. Tisoi, nice first blood to come through. Ixie trying to play up here over towards A main, using that one way, bit of a high-low setup. At least it was initially over towards A main. The re-exploration towards the B side is quite interesting as well. I gotta say, Noob Esports in this round in particular have been very proactive, but that's great awareness from so over there. Verdict's able to find the Sage, as we are going to see another entry come out towards this A site. And I suspect Big T and Kittens will want to be ending here, Fost.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting the server here. This group. Only maybe Caden left alone, and now the whole site. I think was maybe just a bit of an overreaction from Wally. After seeing that server drone out the Sage, they immediately rotated, but the Sage had already re-explored all the way through B main, and by the time they knew, Boost would say it was a bit too late. Wally'd already over-rotated now in the 4v2. Blind invested, nothing to be found off it. Missing a Nick. Look at the Wisp. Wally going for an eventual TP, and immediately found out verdict. Yeah, he knows a bit too much about what Wally was going for.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea, a little bit of creativity trying to be used there by Noob Esports to try and get something on the board, but it is a very similar start. In fact, the same start that we saw on the first map, I believe. 4-0 here, Noob Esports again on the back foot early, but we can't count them out. We did just see one of the greatest comebacks, so we'll see what happens.
Echo's got an attack up on the Waylay as well, not just like, I mean, maybe on a Jet or like a Neon and make it.
Oh, the Sage Wall.
But this is cool.
Yeah, it's cool, but there's no one there to get taken advantage of there. So we'll just be information gained, I suppose, at least for Big T. They do at least know that mid is uncontested and the line has been given. Surely at some point there will be a defender coming over here to try and re-clear, as we can see the drone over towards B main. This has been a real contest of, you know, space. There hasn't been necessarily a full commitment from Big T and friends other than that one bonus round, Foss, but it really has been like Verdict's job, I suppose, has been trying to keep these B anchors planted on the B side.
Yeah, it's the Sage and the Chamber both there. And now the Omen coming over very early. Once again, it seems like Noob have the wrong read of the situation. Only the Cypher being spotted on the jiggle there, maybe. No, it seems like they maybe aware of more. Echo! More aware than anyone else. And the slow coming out. Echo chasing his prey.
Here.
Wow.
Zach's able to find the pick just as the blind comes in, seeing Willie run up for that blind set. And an amazing A exec all open up. The main man himself.
Yeah,
11 and 2. Yep. I mean, what can you do really? Like, you're having a player frag like that. It's scary. I mean, facing up against him. The one thing I really like, I'll just get into this now while we know this is a save, is that mid wall. You might be thinking, oh, it's just like a cool line, and if they don't face into him, he's not getting that much value. But what it does is it delays the rotates a lot, especially you have that mid presence. You're cutting the sights, right? You're splitting the sights so that the help can't come in. So if you can get the pressure towards the anchors and have someone like Wally over rotate, you see it took him so long to come back. It took him so long to come help. So Soy, a bit too adventurous there.
I mean, he's literally one more step to the right. He's not dying to that spike explosion, so a little bit unlucky there. But either way, 5-0. They're not really gonna mind. But I'll tell you what, Foss. You know, it is interesting you're talking about cutting the rotates here, but I really feel like that B main presence, that's been the real thing that I've noticed here from Big T and Kittens. That they've had a real emphasis on early pressure towards this area, forcing out that Sage wall, not allowing it to be saved. Sometimes you'll see it get saved for a retake or something like that, and you know, maybe a spike defuse comes through, a little bit of cheese off the back of it. But when you put this early pressure in, we're again seeing it used very early in the round. You know, obviously it is going to last the 40 seconds. It can get value if it's not broken, but even then you're not going to have it for anything else. Nick will this time challenge over towards the B main line, hits a beautiful headshot, but it may be all for naught as the res comes through.
Yeah, I think what you brought up is interesting because yes, the B main pressure is really good, but what makes it complete is the mid op, because what it does is it forces the rotate towards B to take way longer, and then the rotate back will also take way longer. So when you break the B wall, you're then forcing more towards B, and then also making the rotate longer with this. But as soon as I talk about the mid op, Caden taking initiative, taking Echo's gun away.
Sissoy as well, flanking Wally there on the flank. Attempted shadow step over past the trip. A nice idea, but the timing doesn't favor him. As it is going to be the attackers simply marching down the defense. Noob Esports nowhere to be seen at the moment on their defense. 6-0. And I mean, Noob Esports, like I said, there was a little bit of a timing there, a little bit of issues, but I feel like across the board, their macro is just being completely outdone. We're going to see a timeout come through here, but it's feeling like a bit of a pattern we saw on Lotus as well, Fost. Like the mid-rounding on their defense. They're just not getting enough information in time. They're trying to sort of face check into these angles, and they're either not ready for the gunfights or they're just simply not winning them.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe they want to switch it up with where they're placing the senties. Maybe having Sage start towards market and hold on to that market space instead of committing his wall to B main and having it get kind of drained from them every single round. It just feels like whatever they're running, they're constantly getting punished out of their info, and they don't have it feels like they're trying to play strong side on both sides at once.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, and you can't do that. You can't have both sides be equally strong at all times. You have to give a weak side, and you have to trick them into what weak side is. That's why I think you place the Sage market, so that you can have the slobs come in, you can have the delay, and then you could have the flood later. That could include reclears into mid. Echoes drop the op, so it is definitely a possibility. I really liked what Caden did, reclearing the op, but then you saw immediately B-main was given up because the Sage is playing so close.
Yeah. Bit of over-aggression and ill-discipline. The story of this map so far. Noob Esports need it to be better on the back of this timeout. They have a chance to make amends. Hopefully, they've had a good chat here, and we've already seen an adjustment. The Sage over towards the A side, and instead this heavy stack of defenders over towards B. The drone is going to see everything go, and it's an absolute bloodbath again. Echo stands tall, finds a second, gets 3. The entry onto the site is going to come through, and as you mentioned,
oh my
Noob
God.
Esports, you talked about a strong side, and the man just walked in and dealt with it. An absolute obliteration of Noob Esports defense. Echo's on for the ace.
Oh, he's hungry for it. He's making people jump for him. He's telling Desoy right now, give me my ace.
Wow. I mean, truly one of the talents in our region, right? I mean, we highlighted him for a reason. He already delivered the goods on Lotus, and he's looking for more, hunting down at Nick, who is positioned over towards Elbow. We'll see whether or not he gets found here. Echo needs to start picking up the pace of clearing the map. Yep, he will start doing it now, as we are going to see that spike is about to detonate.
He's going to get that
Echo...
fight. Is he going to get it? Is he going to get the ace?
Oh,
no!
Listen, he hit every other shot he needed to in the round, to be fair. He's absolutely dominated in this one. Noob Esports on the back of the timeout. I mean, you mentioned it, wanting to force your opponents to go into the strong side. And, I mean, initially it looked good, right? It looked like they had the jump on Big T and Kittens. Noob Esports, they had the advantage. The attackers were not ready for that initial contact, but it just took one player to bail them out of the situation.
Hey, I mean, I've said this multiple times. I said this on Lotus, in fact. Sometimes Echo will just have that round. Like, this guy is 16 of... You can't take that away from him. Like, he is just that talented and looks like...
Second
the other one.
A bit overzealous. Okay, a bit overzealous there from the attackers, only expecting the one player towards A main, and they are punished for it in the end. So a good fight back here for Noob Esports. Little multi-frag coming through from Caden. Nice 2K from the Neon, as we are going to see the match slow down now. 3v4 scenario, no other ultimates are online for the attackers now. They are given the A site for free, but it feels like they're going to have to try to find another clean pick if they want to give themselves a comfortable post plan.
Yeah, I mean...
Spike planted.
Feels like they're kind of trapped in here and left with no options, but...
One enemy remaining.
Able to find one, but the Chambered Eagle equalizing it out. Now 3v1, what can you do? Nothing. Caden able to find the pick. And this is a round on the board for Noob. That's kind of what you want to see. Like, immediately they fight the Sage, and then you had Caden there just to react, trade him out, and most importantly, kill Echo.
Now they
That
are
guy needed to die for Nuke to win.
Well, I think that, you know, the other thing that really comes to mind there, Foss, is protocols, right? You get the numbers advantage and you don't force the fight. We see it so many times in this region. I'm sure you've seen it too, casting a lot of teams where they get an early 2 picks and then they try to go for the third just because they feel like they're good, maybe a bit of an overheat. But there we see Noob play off the side. They say, no, you gotta come to us. You want the numbers advantage back. You have to make the play. And they forced that fight. I think it was Verdict who went down to the operator and it gave Noob Esports essentially a free retake. But it doesn't matter about the previous round. It matters about the current, as we are seeing another aggressive play from Noob Esports. This time it doesn't work out. Nick had to win that fight against
I
Wisp
know
and
exactly
doesn't.
where you are.
Oh no, Val.
Yeah.
Spotted out, Echo, he's good for those. Now they know this A site's fully open. I mean, 2v5, and like you were saying, with teams getting over aggressive, especially with their up numbers. I mean, early in the round, it's alright. It's set play, what you're meant to be doing. Everybody's on the same page. But we saw it a lot on Lotus. Like with Noob's defense, they were just taking random 1v1s constantly. I mean, we saw Bao in incredibly isolated positions. We saw Nihek even walking through his Viper wall when they know that Chamber has been lurking every single round. These types of mistakes on defense, they seem so small, but they can really cost you rounds, especially against a mechanical team like Big T. These guys will punish you every single time if you take those silly fights against them.
Yeah, well, the previous round they did get on the board. It seems like it hasn't given them any momentum into this one. 8-1 now, and we are seeing Noob Esports. I mean, they were here before. We can't, like I said, we can't count them out, but it definitely is a factor to note that they haven't looked as convincing or had rounds as close as they did on Lotus defense. This time it has been very clean from Big T. We are going to see that operator on the attack. I mean, we were talking about it. We were saying it could have been a bit interesting, but it certainly has been deadly. Another first blood to come through. Bao, speaking of operators, does have that line towards tiles. Market door left open, so information is gained here, and Ixie is trying to fight back into this round. Gets a nice 2 kills, but Verdict replies in similar fashion. The Sova's lighting up the kill feed at the moment. 3v2 scenario, and now we're going to see that Cypher potentially walking in towards Market here. Obviously, that trademark needs to be dealt with first, and it will be. And this is a brilliant call for the rotation.
Oh my
Somehow
God.
Wisp survives a leg shot with that operator, 30 HP. And in the 3v2 scenario, is maybe a 3v3.
They don't know.
Yeah, they got no idea.
You will
I mean, you saw a
not
Cypher,
kill my
right?
ally.
Like, you're not expecting that to be where the hit's going in the mid-round.
Spike
I
planted.
mean,
That's
yeah,
they
but
require
he
this
closed the market door. He's made noise. I feel like that's a pretty given thing. But I mean, they did get the res online. They have the neon back. Echo, please do not do this. There is no way you get away with this. Oh my God.
Okay,
enemy
well, either way, it's
Bit of
played in his
whippage.
team. It's played in his team regardless, as Wisp and Verdict have managed to find the value here, and now called out the Kaden in the 1v3. A nice effort, but the Sova walks away with a 4K. And that is building up to another Hunter's Fury very, very nicely. 9-1, and I mean, Foss, it just seems like, again, we're seeing them just push the envelope a little bit too far and get punished.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like they aren't aware of their, I guess, limits. Like they're kind of just going for too much, and they don't realize they're a very good team when they're playing those coordinated plays.
Yeah.
Most of the time they work out. I mean, the only round they ran a really nice trap player. It got broken up by Echo 3K, but it was still really well coordinated. They got a kick out of it. They definitely could have won the round with lesser buy as well.
Yeah, 100%, but we are getting into the next one here, and Echo lurking around towards tiles here. It's an attempt to shut the door, but it's way too late into the round, Foss. It just seems like it's an absolute freebie. Echo, absolutely a menace. 20 kills in just 10 rounds of Valorant being played. It has been a disgusting start to this one, as Bao is ahead of that wall, so...
Wait, Cypher's on top of the wall. Look at Wisp. He's on top of the Sage wall.
He is, he is.
I was so confused how he got up there.
Oh. Bell had a timing there, maybe to take advantage of that, but instead it was the chamber to go down. So Noob Esports, it looks like another eco round not going to plan for them. So we are going to see the drone come through. Won't find the players just yet, but they should be ready for the Mixie. A nice shot. Okay, Gaiden as well as going to double up. Never mind, I thought this round was going to be without consequence, but it looks like an investment needs to be made. New Esports have forced out the conversion pass. There's 30 seconds on the clock. The attackers are going to the other side, potentially. I don't know where this spike's going. It looks like they're just going to go straight into the site. And behind Echo, I suppose it may be the safest spot to be, because this man is not missing with the operator. With 14 seconds on the clock, the spike will eventually go towards A. So we'll see a free plant, but it's not going to matter. Echo is just not missing. There's 23 kills in a half of Valorant. He's equaled what he's done in the entire match on Lotus.
Yeah, well, map's not over, I guess. So might be going for a new kill record for him. I mean, you'd have to let Noob get a few rounds. What I find confusing is what Nick was thinking in that late round. They've had an op in mid.
20 seconds in. Yeah.
They've had an op in mid consistently. They've had pressure towards mid and towards market. And you have your trip top mid. Why are you going for that door so late?
Definitely seems like there is a little bit of issues here from Noob Esports. Maybe it is just the comms. Maybe it's something to do with their overall game plan, but they haven't executed so far. And now Wally needs to stand up. Last round of the half, needs to try and find something special. A good pick on towards Echo. That is the main man so far. But the res is going to come through. Listen, killing him once is hard enough. Killing him twice might be impossible the way he's playing right now. But either way, it's back to a 5v5. The attackers have full control. They have so much space lost. Set up beautifully for this one as Noob Esports attempt to flood back in towards the side. The barrier orb over towards main is going to be used. Information gained, and they will have a pincer attack on the retake. It is going to be Zach spraying down for 2 kills. The Odin is finding some value. Spike gets tapped. The 3rd kill for the Sage, and now the Spike is running out of time to be stuck. Leon is going to have to get onto it. There's simply not enough time. 4 kills over towards Zach. 11 on the board. Noob Esports. Things look so good for them, but unfortunately it didn't come through. 11-1. And Big T, they're 2 rounds away from sending us to Haven.
I mean, I wish I could have seen the faces when they got that first pick on the Echo. Guarantee the lights go up and then they see the Sage res. And then it doesn't even matter because the Sage has got an Odin and elbow and manages to get 4, I think, basically all 3 smokes other than the last.
Yeah.
Some crazy stuff out of Big T. And 11-1. Look, I love Noob. Their comeback last map was insane. I'm sorry that I don't have faith.
You can't drop the pistol on this one, can you? You cannot give the pistol over, and as we know, Big T, a 90% win rate on these pistols, so very, very unlikely to be lost, but there's always a chance here. Bow's found a nice timing. The Cypher goes down. That's a free B site now. I mean, obviously the attackers aren't going to know that straight away, but they will be able to walk in and get a plant. Bow is hunted down in the end, so that will be at least a nice trade back here, and Big T going in for it. 4v4 on the retake. Noob Esports chance maybe at denying a pistol. Yeah, Wally is in a beautiful spot here. Will be a factor late in the retake, but this fight in towards main is going to be everything. Zach opens up nicely with a very good double. The Sage is getting all the value here, and now Wally has to do something fast.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe he just sits there. They look like they're going for him.
Wait.
Oh my, there is no way. There is no way.
There's no time.
There's no way.
What am I watching?
No way!
I've lost my mind. No way. Somehow, someway, Wally did nothing as you mentioned. And they just walked into his crosshair. Nobody dealt with the Sage roll on the Spike. It's an absolute travesty on the pistol round as Noob Esports. I mean, listen, obviously it's still a long way. We can't really be, referencing the last map. But that is another one of those brain explosions we saw on Lotus.
I can't believe that worked. That is too funny. I love the idea out of Wally. I mean, you're down 11-1. Wall me in. me and we'll be fine. I guarantee that's what he said. I mean, maybe not the live in one part, but I think just going for plays like that, that's crazy. I mean, hey, if you win 11 more like that, I won't complain at all.
I mean, listen, obviously we've seen some nice aces and stuff like that, but that's going to be a contender for play of the match so far. I mean, that was ridiculous, but focused back in on the next round now. We do have a Bucky purchased on the Omen, but on the wrong side of the map, unfortunately. So Noob Esports again will walk in towards this B side, will get somewhat of a free plans here. There was an early contest from Echo. Unfortunately, only having the classic meant it was always going to be a difficult fight to win. Doesn't go the way of the Waylay in this one. 11-2, looking like it should be a third round here for Noob Esports, as they have got a 5v2, a lot of favorable positions. And I mean, look, unless something even more disastrous than the previous round happens, Foss, I don't see this round going any other way.
Yeah, I mean, maybe to Soy. Bucky and no, it's over. I wonder. Nick was super low. There you go. Yeah. But sadly, Bucky nerf shot to Soy, just unable to find a pick there.
Yep.
Now the buy round. Okay, this is where it starts to become a bit more real. All right.
Yep.
You said this before.
This is.
You
I mean,
win
this is where
this
the mental
round.
comes into it as well, right? I mean, as obviously, you know, any other situation, 11-3, you're not even thinking about that. But obviously, last map, it will be in the back of their minds here for Big T. So they need to win this round. I feel like this one could seal the fate. As funny as it does sound with the scoreline, this could really turn things on its head. Noob Esports going for the exact same approach to the round, however. 4-1 split here, player in towards mid, trying to control the rotates, but the B site is the primary target. Wisp has been asked the question now. The Guardian in hand needs to be good here as the players are trying to get some extra space here. The defenders are ready for them, and they will fly down, but it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. Wisp really nicely jumps to the 2K with the Guardian, looks for the third, gets overwhelmed. Bow trades things back. It's a 3v3 on the site now, and all of a sudden, Noob Esports, they have a little bit of space to work with, but they don't have the numbers advantage they have in the previous. Recon Bolt is going to get denied as well. No information will come through now, and the defenders are going to need to make a move with little information to work with. Wally, I don't know if he made a step there. I don't think he did. He won't be heard, and Verdict will be taken down. It's Echo, the dash in towards the side. The light speed came out, but just like that, he's the only one left. Ixie, wide swing out with the Bulldog, will find the round. That's a bonus converted, Fost, and I mean, listen, you know, it's not the end of the world, but the palms have got to start to be sweaty.
Are Noob messing with us? That's my question. Do Noob just like want us to be here for hours and hours watching these guys come back? These guys they just turn into different animals when they go down more than 6 rounds, right? What is going on? I've never seen this out of a team.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of, like, I don't know if you ever watched like a rugby match, like an under-20s, where just no one wants to defend. That's Noob right now. They don't want to play defense. They just want to play attack. It's just all out attack for them. They've been absolutely monstrous on Lotus, and now here they convert the bonus. It's what it seems like anyway, but it is going to be Noob Esports with a big advantage. I'm not too sure what's going on, but I mean, listen, whatever it is, it needs to start hitting some shots, because this is starting to be concerning. 4-11. If anyone is just joining us, they may be wondering what the hell we're talking about. Noob Esports in map 1 did come back from 10-2 down, so to win 3 in a row here certainly gives them a breath of life, as we are going to see silence on the map so far. From the shadows, isn't going to find any information. Verdict with a chance of that 1v1, but I mean, you mentioned the crosshair. It doesn't seem like it's doing him any favorites there.
Definitely not, but the group, the pack, this is a blinded up. Oh. Bucky! If that was pre-nerf, that's 3 there, but
Last player standing.
Sadly, it's not ringing the same as it used to, and this is a
30 seconds left.
great round for Noob, but a very scary one, because what would have happened if you could maybe just hit the crouch button. Killed those 2 there. To Soy getting a peck as well. I think out of Noob, just really good discipline. They're really good on this attack when they're playing this kind of 4-1 setups, right? They'll have a good pack. They'll have a pack that pushes an early timeout by Big T, but they'll have a pack that pushes and gets deep and inserts, and then they'll come re-clear another area, and they'll let their lurk work, right?
Yep.
Let their lurk find a pick maybe, or if their lurk gets picked off, they're able to accelerate with 4 players, right? So no matter what, they kind of have either a backup plan, which is the exec, just the straight exec onto the site that they have a pack on, or they get a pick on their lurk and then they can freeze and they can take their advantage, right? So
Yep.
4-1s are quite strong, especially into double senti, because if you get a pick onto one of their sentis from your lurk, I mean that's so much of a hole that the defenders have now got to fill. So for Big T, it's really making sure that, all right, how do we minimize kind of the amount of space that we can give while also keeping these key sentis alive so that we can go into these kind of delay floods.
Yeah, 100%. Well summed up here by Fost, joining me in the casting booth. And I mean, listen, this is the big round, right? The timeout taken early, as you mentioned, but I kind of like it. I think we both agree they left it a little late on map 1. This time using it early is going to give them a little bit more time to make those adjustments and find the correct read. We are seeing a silent start again to the map here. Noob Esports certainly taking their time, making the pressure mount as they're contacting up to this wall. I wonder if they're going to try to wall over the top here. That could be potentially what they're going for. You can see a lot of players are trying to get themselves up. No, instead they break down the barrier orb and they are just trying to go off of the drone. Information gathered. Wisp is going to be marked up by that drone as well, so I can't blame the tripwires just yet. We are going to see the information is gained. It's a big pick by Caden as well on the Neon. Sliding out, finds a second. Dissoy managed to shut down the lurk, but it's still a numbers advantage here for Noob. They will end up getting the spike planted as well. And all of a sudden, Big T, again, on the back foot. We've seen it plenty of times already. A couple of players on the site are not going to be in a safe position to get the res either. So they will have to do this with a numbers down advantage here for Noob Esports. And it's going to be Caden to get 3. Huge picks to come through. Wise. Very nicely done. 3 kills on the round, but Echo is all that's left. The man's been asked for so much this series. Can he do it again? Noise is made. He's got to give up his position. And as soon as he taps his spike, it should be a swing for information. Instead, it's the recon bolt. And the time is ticked. The timeout has not worked, and Noob Esports have secured 6.
Now I'm convinced that they're messing with us. Like, this is amazing gameplay out of them. Caden, great shots. Their entry is amazing. The pathing is great. The freeze, as soon as he gets into that safe position, I mean, this is clinical stuff from Noob. They're really picking apart how Big T want to play that defense. And you can see Big T just get suffocated in that backside. There's no way out. And then the util comes in all at once to clear them out, because Big T aren't taking any of those risks to fight into front side. So they're too afraid of what the Neon's going to be doing to them.
Standing ahead.
Yeah, certainly is definitely not enough space being worked with here for the defense. And just like that, Caden again gets a huge entry. Dissoy fights back, as well as Verdict landing a couple of nice shots here. The Sheriffs are online, but it's still a 3v3. There's still a lot of questions to be answered. There should be another pick. Oh no, what's happened over towards Elbow? I don't even know. It looks like a freebie has been missed there, as we are going to see Verdict staying alive. Neurotheft is using the 2v2 just to find where the players want to set up here. But I'll tell you what, Wisp has a lot of work ahead of him here, Fost, in this 2v2. Verdict being so low, and he can't win it out. It's going to be Verdict down to clutch things out, finds the second. Now he's trying to get this 1v1. The shock dart, it looks pretty good. It's not going to hit. And XC wins things out. A steady hand from Noob Esports. 7 on the board. And the lead, it was 11-1. It is now only 4 rounds.
Yep, I mean, I guess you could say 3 ults on the side of Big T, but you also have 3 ults on the side of Noob, and 2 of those ults are really crucial. I mean, the Chamber Op and the Sage Res are very, very important ults to have. I mean, on the defense, the Sova ult and the Sage ult also very, very useful. But I think for Big T, what they really got to do is just limit the bleeding of these 4-1s and try find the pack out so that you can pick off this lurk like this. Really? Lurk's not getting value. Bao has to give up, and now he's returning back to his pack. Back towards mid.
You can see how valuable the space was as well, Fost. I mean, that's the conversion pass online for the Waylay. They want to play retake here. It's a 1-for-1 trade in towards mid. Tissoy will cop a dink with the Phantom as well. Attempted spams to come through as well as the Hunter's Fury is trying to get that pick back, but that's a huge ultimate to invest and not found value. So now there's problems here for the defense. Wisp wins a crucial fight over towards Bao. Will deny at least that B main space being secure for the attack, but they need to be careful of everything. Wisp is aware of the possibility of them going towards Boba, as we are going to see Nick finding the opener. Wisp as well trades things out. They crunch on the attackers, but it's still a 2v2. Looking much better here from BT as Wisp opens up with a huge 4K. Finally, a heroic round comes through. It definitely wasn't convincing, Fost, but now they're one round away from victory. They just need someone else to have a hero round like that.
Yeah, definitely. I think the reason it gets so stressful for Big T is that you can kind of see where they're getting crunched every single time they're heading into B. They just set back side. I mean, you had Verdict and Wisp there just sitting and waiting. Obviously, Wisp getting an amazing 4K. Like, if he doesn't get that 4K, where hit those amazing shots, they don't win that round. But this round,
oh no,
investment and the shots not going the way of Big T.
Wow.
Verdict, the timing.
Spike planted.
God, what just happened?
Yeah, we were talking about mechanics, but I think we won't not talk about them this round because that was a little bit awkward. But we are going to see an attempt still at the retake here. Coming through, I mean, why not, right? You got a 5-round advantage. At least go for something here in the 2v5. Nice shots come out from Zach to open things up. Very sharp there, as we are going to see the 2 Sentinels need to play retake here. It is going to be Caden as one to fall. 2v3. Hold on now. Let's see whether or not they can do anything.
No way.
With a horrendous whiff. It's all down to the 1v2. Wisp, unfortunately, not going to have the health to work with there. 12 to 8. Noob Esports, they are still staying alive in this map.
Yeah, and they get a big ult out from Echo. I mean, I don't know what the idea was. He kind of gave up on that tiles push halfway through, came back towards A, which was the right read, to be fair, but just unfortunate whiffs coming out of there. And thankfully for Tesoro, we do not have a replay. Otherwise, that would be immediately on the big screen.
Yeah, I think there'll be a few clippers in chat, definitely letting him know about it anyway. But we are going in towards the next round. And Noob Esports, they've certainly picked up the pace here. I like the idea here, Foss. They're playing very slow, very defaulty early in the half, but they certainly made it their mission to try to get as much space as early as possible. But now Tissoy, he's back. A nice 2 shots to come out. Echo losing that 1v1 could be fatal to the round, as it is still a 2v3. Keep in mind it is a thrifty of all things to come out here, but there still certainly is a chance. Obviously, Zach only with the classic in hand, not going to be favored, but Wisp still with that stinger could try and find something.
One enemy remaining.
Pick to find. Oh, been picked off, but Zach's still has been killed, and the jump through the smoke, picked off by Wally. It's actually insane that Noob are still in this. I think Tessoy heard us. He decided to whip out a little bit of a clip there. Just unfortunate, couldn't find the third. Echo, I just want to highlight, this guy was 23-6, I think. He hasn't found a pick since then. 0-8. We were talking about him finishing the half with as many kills as he had in the first game. He hasn't got a kill since.
100%. I think that, you know, the other thing that is concerning for them, we're going to see it again here, is just no proactivity on the map from Big T. They're looking scared, they're looking nervous, and there is a nice trap over the paranoia, but they're still getting overwhelmed. It is going to be a Hunter's Fury to to trade things back in. A 2 for 2 in the end. We will see it from the shadows get denied, as we are going to see the B main area pushed. Echo heard towards spawn, also dealt with by Bao. And it just seems like they're not committing to anything, right? It's a lot of half commits here, Fost, I think is the way to sort of explain this. We are going to see Verdict getting potential freebie there, but gets denied. The shots just aren't landing, but it really feels like it's a structural issue, a game plan issue here. A Big T just not being on the same page.
They have one more opportunity after this. I mean, of course, you can win the eco. Ecos are winnable in Valorant. Let's not see it. But I mean, it's very difficult on this map when Noob have so much momentum. So maybe even the second timeout coming out from Big T. This has got to be the most crazy comeback match I've ever seen. I thought the Fnatic 11-1 like comeback was insane. Imagine 2 of those types of comebacks like just back to back. Like
I think that, you know, more than that, I think, you know, I don't know if Big T have a coach, but Noob Esports, certainly they're going to be doing a lot of defense scrims. I think they're going to do a lot of rounds on that and try to get that right, because their attack, I mean, they've looked like a different team on the attack in both these matches. It really has just been this defense that they've looked a bit disjointed. We're seeing the same thing here for Big T. This time, they are hunting as a pack, and I like this. Space down towards mid. They have the information. As it is going to be the attackers who are going to be sort of surrounded here as they are watching for this flank. It's going to be dealt with in terms of Echo going down, but now Tisto we played in for a timing. We're going to see the front line as well going the way of the defense. They've crunched them here at the moment, Fost. They've forced out a res on the eco round. And it is going to be a 2v2. Rifles will be retrieved. Both reses are used, but Wally's got so much space.
Yeah, and he finds the one of the rifles, but it's going to be swiftly picked up by Wisp. Now Verdict, Wisp in the 2v3. Wally being very proactive. This guy on both maps being a pivotal piece. Bombs planted for everything. Main, elbow, and this is looking like kind of another lost situation. Verdict and Wisp, unless they can find this pick onto Ixie and Wally playing up, playing ahead. Ooh. Verdict able to find Ixie, able to find Wally. Ixie running away with his knife out. Drone still available, getting the tag on the diffuser. And he's able to find the last 2. I don't know why it's saying a clutch for Noob. It was a 2v2, but it's not a clutch, but it did feel like it.
This whole half has been a clutch, all right? The whole half
yeah,
is a clutch
to be fair.
I mean, 10-1 in the half so far. The final round of regulation and the final timeout is being used here. I mean, it has been an absolute disaster on defense from both teams, just being outplayed. But I'll tell you what, in that situation, they're using the res another time that was seen. We saw it the first map where they commit big ultimates, Big T, and then they don't convert the round, and we see it happen yet again. I mean, there was a chance there in that 2v2, but unfortunately, they just could not get themselves lined up properly to win out the gunfights. Noob Esports, they're going to be very confident, and you know what? To be fair, you look at the ultimates online here. I mean, Hunter's Fury, I think, for Ixie is probably going to be the priority for Noob. I'd say Fost, you know, probably just trying to get an early orb, get a plant down. On the other side of things, you got the From the Shadows, which is good for info, I suppose. Verdict has the Hunter's Fury, which can be used for a set play, but Wisp needs to make sure he stays alive to be able to use that neural theft. I think that, you know, these ultimates, they're very, very useful ones, right, for both these teams. Maybe the From the Shadows, you know, a little bit less so in terms of firepower, but information can still be gained off of that one. Noob Esports, 1 round away from taking us to overtime, Fost. I mean, I'm just ready to get into this round. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, definitely. And also, we got to also take into account Echo's on the op now. He was very strong on that attack op. That's how we got a majority of his picks. Stack on this op angle. Drops off the wall, though. And it's default out of Noob. Just waiting, holding positions, looking for an overextension, but they aren't realizing that the op is in place. Sage, slow ready. Group coming towards B, coming towards Echo, coming towards the operator and the wall up, getting ready to go. I mean, you called this a while ago, but only coming into fruition. The Sage slow up though. Killing them out. They go with the off. Can't find one. Can find two though. Ultimate coming out of Sova. Unable to get a tag. Unable to get a pick. Wally bow. Funny picks there.
Wait, he can get out.
This round. Can they get? Can he get?
Ooh.
Spike down B.
Now in the 1v3.
Defenders win.
Oh my
God,
goodness.
I had a heart attack. I actually had a heart attack.
13-11, Big T managed to clutch out the win on map 2. Noob Esports pushed them to the absolute limit, Fost. I mean, listen, we both had an absolute heart attack there. Big T and Kittens will take us to a map 3. They don't want to do things the easy way, do they? I mean, listen, they want to make sure that we're getting our money's worth here. I suppose in the chat, you guys are getting your entertainment value. This has been an absolute roller coaster, but somehow, some way, Big T and friends, Big T and Kitten, sorry, they do manage to hang on. Noob Esports will go down. It was a fantastic effort on the comeback. As we can see there, Wally getting the most frags for his team there, 267 ACS, but I mean, listen, Echo, he disappeared in the second half, but he still deservedly was the MVP of the map.
Yo, what I found so crazy is as soon as he got on the operator, he gets that collateral. I mean, if you're Big T, surely you're saving up for that off. You're up so many rounds. I mean, they win out 13-11. They won the round as soon as Echo gets the off, as soon as he gets that collat. This guy is a demon. I mean, maybe not on the rifle that map, but on the operator, absolutely insane.
I don't know if you noticed as well, Verdict actually bought him the operator, had no shields. He purchased him the operator, so that was a completely selfless play by Verdict, and you can see why it was worth it, as you mentioned. As soon as he gets it in his hands, he is an absolute different beast. So, listen, 13-11, both maps, both teams' defense has been absolutely questionable, to say the least. And now we're going to Haven here, Fost. And again, it's another map that does tend to favor the attackers. I mean, listen, I think we just gotta ignore the first half. All right, we'll just see what the score is at the end. We'll see what happens. Momentum doesn't seem to matter in this game.
Oh no, I think we look at the first half and we look at all the highlights. We're just like, oh, these guys can shoot, and then the second half is when the game actually starts. It seems. What I find so crazy is both of these maps, 13-11 scorelines.
Yeah.
I really thought at least one of them would have gone OT. I mean, I thought neither of them. To be honest, I thought both Big T would win immediately. But when you're getting into that late comeback, it's really hard to fend off that team from getting up to 12 to getting into those OT rounds. So both being 13-11s, such crazy comebacks is a bit ridiculous.
I am just looking as well here. I just, had to check the map vetoes real quick. Noob Esports are starting defense on Haven. Listen, maybe that's what they need to do, right? Maybe they need to get the weak side out, just get it away from them. Make sure they can come back strong in the second half, because they have defended all 3 maps. So they're going to have to do it again here on Haven. I mean, that is going to be an extremely interesting game. I mean, Fost, this has absolutely delivered so far this series. These first 2 maps have gone the distance, 13-11 in very unorthodox style, but we certainly are excited to see what map 3 holds. Stick around in the chat. We are going to go to a quick break. When we come back, Haven will be the decider to see who makes the playoffs of the TXG Invitational.
the plots.
Welcome back to the TXG Invitational, the group stage decider between Noob Esports and Big T and Kittens. It has been all out attack. There has been no defense to be seen from either of these teams. Map 1, it was an insane matchup there. It was 10-2 after the attacking half of Big T and friends. Noob Esports come back and win at 13-11. Map number 2 comes around 11-1 on the attacking half of Big T and friends. They managed to close it out this time though. 13-11. Fost, I've not seen a series like this, I don't think ever, where both teams have struggled on the same side.
And what's even more crazy is seeing the same, kind of just like the same mistakes, and then absolutely insane hero plays and crazy rounds. I mean, the round that really stands out to me the most is that pistol round on Sunset attack from Wally. Like, you're seeing a bunch of fundamental mistakes from Big T,
Yes.
and then an absolutely insane hero play out of Wally.
Well, I mean, I suppose that's kind of what kickstarted the whole comeback. I mean, it was, obviously. They didn't pull off the comeback in the end, but it was kind of just one of those quirky plays. Like, you've just got an Omen on the spike behind a Sage 4. You're not really expecting him, you don't know where he is. And then you kind of just single file into the crosshair. That was an insane game here, as we can see the match recap. Echo, 25-17. Looks like a great scoreline, right? Listen, he had 23 kills in the first half. He disappeared in the second half, and then he pulls out an operator and hits a collab. He literally waited until round 24, Fost, and he hit one bullet to get both his kills in the half, and it won them the game. So, I mean, listen, if Echo can get himself back in form here over on Haven, definitely there's a good chance here. I'm curious to see what agent he is going to play. Looking at the compositions just before we headed into this game, it does seem like Big T, they play the Jet Waylay double duelist, so I'm assuming Echo will be back on that role. He looked pretty confident on the Waylay, at least. On the other side of things, Noob Esports been playing the Phoenix Neon. So as we get into the agent select here, let's see if they do continue that trend. It looks like they are for now. It looks like, yeah, Noob Esports, it's all looking pretty similar on the side of Big T and Kittens. They also are going for the same game plan. Oh, wait, a Teo? Wait, are they going to lock this in? They don't have a server.
I think it's a horrible pick, but it would be kind of interesting to see. No, it does look like he was just teasing us a little bit. The server's going to be picked. Okay, this guy is just dismissing around. I think against these two compositions, they're both double duelists, but they're very different identities. With Big T and Kittens, you're having a double dive. The Waylay, the Jet, they can play incredibly fast onto Senti sites. So Bao, with his chamber TP, it might be the same problem that he had on Lotus. If he gets his op lines cut off, if he gets pushed back, they can dive on him really heavily with the Waylay and the Jet and play off each other. The Waylay can break your crosshair even harder. The Jet can break your crosshair, and then the rest can just flood off it and take fights off that utility. So I think for Big T on this attack, they really need to focus on punishing the chamber, forcing him off the lines, and making them either over-rotate to him or diving on him if he's playing solo.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a big test. I'm looking here at the stat lines as well. 36.1% defensive rounds won. I think you'll take that in this series, to be honest with you. Fost, you'll take a third of the round. You want to get 4
you'll take
rounds,
a round.
Thinking, this is sweet. We've won the game. So we'll see whether or not Noob Esports can pull that off. But yeah, I mean, look, as you mentioned, having the Phoenix as well, you want to be getting those run-backs coming through. Obviously, there is rumors of a nerf coming through to the agent. It hasn't come through yet. So you still got the advantage of getting those fast ultimates online, snowballing. But the one thing I did want to say, the big factor between these two comps, which I like Noob Esports more on, is that there is no flash for Big T and Kittens. You know, this is my personal opinion. I think retaking on this map without a flash is borderline impossible to do consistently. You can have set plays, you can have, you know, their ideas, that I'm sure Big T and Kittens are going to have their ideas on how they want to play retakes on this map. But in my opinion, I think that that's why Breach was in the meta for so long on this map. Now, obviously, the agent has been nerfed a lot and isn't played as much, and Phoenix was the replacement. And I think, you know, if Noob Esports do have a good defensive half, that's going to be a big reason behind it.
Yeah, I think the main thing is retaking A without the flashes. C's a lot more reasonable, B obviously, but A retake without flashes and relying only on the Omen blind is a bit difficult. The mid fight though, ignoring all the talks about retakes, it looks like they just want to go into it immediately, avoiding each other though. A site basically secured, but 5 here ready to greet them. The flood coming through. Wisp able to get one nice shot out of Caden. Scan though to Soy. Under the picture smoke. Niek, Nico. Verdict. Niek and Soy. The 1v1. Soy getting the better of his counterpart Niek, and just like you said, what was going on in that round? It's so quick, so many fights happening at once.
Yep, 1-0 start here, and I mean, the trend of the pistol round continues. Big T and Kittens, they just don't lose them. They're probably closer to a 95% win rate now, I'd say. They've won every pistol so far, and they are looking extremely good here in the start of Haven. As you mentioned, a quick pivot towards the A site, but I think the crucial part for them, Foss, was they didn't have to use the recon bolt early in the round, so they had it for the post plant. When the defenders flooded out, the second ping, I believe, got a ping off, and 2 of the defenders got taken down through a smoke. So that was a useful bit of information to be used and taken advantage of from the attackers. Can't say they'll have that consistently, but again, it's a good start for them. We are going to see Noob Esports walking down mid, challenging towards Wisp, and it's going to be the Cypher to get 2 huge kills. Going to keep his team in this round. The Vandal as well was dropped by Verdict, but it's immediately been recovered as Bao is looking for some space towards C Long. Tried to flank through, got detected on that tripwire, and this one here, I want to say Big T and Kittens have a pretty good chance of converting this anti-eco. They will get this plant down over towards the B site. The real only threat here is the timing that can be found towards Garage.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like there's much of a timing anymore. Wisp, amazing shots towards mid there with the Ghost, and Eco there to help him out. Great control, great awareness. They knew that Noob. I mean, this team with Wally's calling usually likes in the first kind of 2 rounds to establish some kind of mid presence so they can go back into it later on in the half. And then they go into these kind of A control, fast rotate kind of sit-ups so that they can prioritize playing retake on C. And that's why you'll see this chamber isolated. So just making sure that Big T are taking advantage of that by either making these guys stick or forcing this chamber into an uncomfortable fight and having the rotates come back over.
Yeah, well, speaking of uncomfortable, it looks like Tissoy did not want to stay around there towards A Long.
Oh my god.
It's going to be a flash to come through from Ixie. It was good for the first, but Verdict responds with 2 huge picks to come through from the Sova. The kills going the way Big T and Kittens, and off the back of that, they're actually going to pivot towards the C side. It's a great call again, drawing the rotates over. And yeah, there might be a little timing found here for Bao. Maybe he could take down Tissoy in this 1v1 gunfight, but it's all about timing here. He is going to be found.
God.
Okay, so the space is taken. Noob Esports now know it is going to be a C side hit. And it should be just a clean 3v3 on the retake here. But Noob Esports, listen, we've seen this happen all series long. You want to deny the bonus. Shot comes out from Zach, and that is going to be a body shot. Damage is dealt, but no kills to come through just yet. Nick trying to get a wide swing, trying to catch a player off guard instead. Needs to be careful here. Caught by the utility in hand. Echo with that outlaw will find Caden, and now Bao has a flank up through Garage, looking to try and find it. Makes a step. Position revealed. It's not going to matter. It's down to this 2v1, and Echo has the line. Can he keep it? No. Has to back up. First shot goes wide, as does the second. Needs to get in on the spike, tries to deny the half, but Nick will deny. 2-1. Finally, a bonus round is not won by the attacking team, Voss. This is the most even start to a match we've seen.
Yeah, it's I mean, crazy that they can't win the bonus there. I mean, you'd expect it given the trends of the halves here, but really great stuff from Bao, able to come through Garage and get the pick on the Verdict. If Verdict wins that 1v1 against Bao, I think we're seeing another bonus there. So good stuff out of him. I also think that Tsoy losing that 1v1, I think he heard the recall of the Chamber TP as Chamber was walking out. So losing that 1v1 to Bao was kind of a pivotal part of that round.
We've seen that Recon Bolt find success twice, getting that ping off, so maybe the attackers need to have someone assigned to breaking that dart, because again, Tsoy has to use 2 shadow steps to go in towards long, but he gets pinged, so he has to leave. So not getting quite too much value off of that Omen utility. Doesn't have another shadow set to play with on an execute now, so it will be a little bit less utility. And now let's see the defenders trying to get themselves some success, but Echo does have that operator back on the attack. Now it's going to be the exact opposite weapon in a Judge, finding a reply. Caden good for 1, traded out in the end, and it is now going to be this C site overtaken. Nick needs to walk forward, needs to be careful of the middle of the map. Good awareness here by Noob, just grouping up, not trying to have some sort of a panic solo play just yet. This is the 3v4 scenario, needs to clear this space, but they don't want to go too far forward. It is going to be a runner back use. Site will be cleared now from the defenders, and space is being held from the Omen, as we can see here. Ixie is looking for a fight, finds it on towards Verdict. The spike being stuck, it gets to half. They end up getting off the spike in the end, but it's down to a 2v2. And now Echo with his operator in hand misses the first shot. Actually, it wasn't bang. Needs to hit it on the second attempt and does. Spike is halved, but it's going to be Ixie trying to run down. Doesn't know that it's crushed. And Echo, with the operator in hand, clutches the 1v2. 3 kills to the Waylay in the round. And Big T and Kittens get themselves a 2-round lead.
Yeah, we know what gun this guy wants to get on. He's 6-2 right now. He is insane on this operator right now. He's getting a lot of value. And I think it's mostly because he's able to take just these wild angles on the Waylay and have that recall to get out. He is taking such aggressive fights. He's taking that 1v1 onto Chamber. And like I said, that's what you have to do. You have to force this Chamber into taking a couple more 1v1s or losing that space and then really punishing them for leaving him solo inserted.
Well, Echo is just continuing to not miss here. Very, very nice first blood. The drone is going to come out as well. It should clear the neon. Will, so that is going to be a nice isolated fight. Zach, very careful on the shots. Caden will go down, and Wally is now charged with defending this side. It is going to be a convergent pass. It's actually going to miss, so the Sober with a chance here against Wisp, but caught off guard on the timing. Will be taken down. The Cypher stays alive. It's going to be Nick here with a shadow step in hand. Maybe can get past this tripwire, but instead, okay, he gets rid of it. It's all good. Bao also finds Zach, so that is going to make things a 2v3, but the time is ticking. Positions are known. It's looking like this is going to be another attack around here, as the defense are probably going to get forced to save here. Foss, things are starting to heat up. As soon as you mentioned this operator being in the hands of Echo, it just seems like the map opens up so much quicker for the attack.
I mean, what you don't want on the side of Noob is this guy getting confident. You do not want him getting confident on this operator, because he is going to tear you apart. He is a demon on this operator right now. 8-2, but I think at least maybe 5 of his picks, this half have been just from this op. And you can see why. Look at the, like, if you just look at the confidence he's taking that fight onto Bao and Heaven when he's completely isolated from his team. It's the kind of confidence that we like to see from a player like Echo, but not the type of confidence you like to see if you're on the side of Noob Esports.
Nah,
100%. One thing that I just want to mention really quickly is that we do have the Tour de Force online after this round. I don't know if he's popping in this round, but Tour de Force, the counter op could be in play.
Looks like he will keep that one for maybe when the cash is a little bit tighter. Instead, it is going to be the Senti trying to stay alive, but Echo takes his head off. He doesn't need an operator to get the first blood. He just sends it. Nice pick to come through. Verdict with the operator will take things down. And now it's a bit of a bloodbath. Ixie has done well to pull 2 kills back. And now 1 away from that runner back. He would love to find the lurking sniper here potentially. But instead, it's going to be Wally to do so. 2v2 scenario. And now the attackers, they don't have much to work with other than knowing the C site most likely is, you know, not clear, but doesn't have too many reinforcements here. The Sova already rotating over towards the A site, and you got Ixie actually going for a little bit of a flank. This could be a huge backstab here as Noob Esports have given the C site. They're happy to play retake here. They're trying to get ahead of the rotate. Wally, you can see, already up in a heaven, now is coming back. Now they're aware it's probably going to be a C site here. And look at the space Echo is taking all the way in towards spawn. The spike is going to get planted for it. Well, Echo with a huge one against Wally. Not expecting the waylay to be up that far. Will be taken down. And now Ixie left with the door to do. 1v2 has the space towards long, but there is an operator trained right on his position. Needs to make sure this flash is good if he even considers using it. Surely you've got to be a bit suspicious, but no. Dry contact comes in. Verdict lands the shot. And that's 5 on the board here. And Foster, I got to say that, you know, I respect them for trying to take the space back, trying to fight their way in, but it seems like fighting into this operator is the downfall at the moment. Do you want to see them maybe go back to more of that mid approach? You did mention they like to do it early in the half as a bit of conditioning, but maybe closing the gap is what's going to give them a bit of success here.
I just want to say just one thing. Overwatch round. There are 5 ults removed. There are 4 ults for Pixie. This could definitely turn into something, and Ixie getting the pick there. Popping his ult. Snowball coming out.
Big roll down C long here, and it looks like Ixie with a chance to get a second. That would have been a huge kill onto the Sova, but instead it is just damage. At least they confirm presence of the attackers being in that area. And Bao, this is the proactivist down mid we were mentioning here, and they have taken the line now. The tour de force is here on this long angle. Verdict goes down, but surely the Cypher will be able to trade things back here. Will be able to take his head off. Caught knife out at the end.
Exactly.
Got a bit awkward, and Tissoy is found Wally peeking onto the operator line. The Neurotac will come out, and it will be the defenders. Positions have been given up here, and Ixie in towards mid. He's playing such a risky game. Got a timing up towards B. He'll stay alive for now, but in this 2v2 Fost, it's all going to be about where the fight gets decided to be taken.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be towards the C side, but
30 seconds left.
this walk up. Will he wait for Tissoy to clear his CT?
Last player
Did
standing.
he miss? He missed.
He
Oh
whiffed.
no. Oh,
He
dear.
whiffed.
Big T with a big whiff. He's not going to be happy with that one. Neither is Echo, you would assume, because the operator will not be going to him. Instead, it will be going over towards Bao, you would assume. It is going to be Echo. He did force an operator there, but I think he's thought better of it, needing to be the more entry role. And, I mean, listen, that's the nerves here. That's the pressure of a map 3 in a decider to see who makes the playoffs. Little shots. That's a regulation shot, I'd say, for anyone at this level, Fost. To miss that one is going to be a bit of a tilter, but listen, they got a 3-round lead still. They got to think about this next round. As they are getting into it here, we are going to see from the shadows being pressed here. A fast A side attack is coming out as we are going to see the rendezvous get used. The chamber, no interest in fighting for the space on the A site, will instead get off. And we're going to have a clean 5v5 on the retake.
Yeah, and it looks like third up Heaven 2, 3-2. Omen's ready with the blind though. Down as soon as this flood starts. That's one of the main targets of the flood. The Neon down now. Siphon this cage, getting over to MC. But they've managed to hold onto the Omen blinds, so they still have a counter. Still have it available.
Player standing.
But it doesn't matter because Verdict with 2 filthy 1-taps towards CT, and I mean that was chaos. The Sova ult being invested in that, and they just didn't flood off it. I mean, they really needed to. As soon as that Sova ult's coming in, they needed to get on site fighting hell. The Haven guy needs to jump out, and it just felt a bit uncoordinated, a bit rushed, and like the silver was thrown out there to try and find something, but nothing was there for it to catch.
Well, I think that the issue as well was the positioning of Wally there, Fost. I mean, you know, you mentioned you want to flood off the Hunter's Fury, but he was kind of standing on an angle where the Hunter's Fury was going through that walkway. So even if the defenders flood out there, they're going to get slowed from the friendly fire. So maybe a little bit of miscoordination just all round for Noob Esports, a bit disjointed. And I suppose that the one thing that does go the way of Big T there, as we are seeing a timeout come through, Fost, is that because they took the A site so like effortlessly there and the Omen was already on the site, they had the paranoia to deny the flood too. That was a huge use of that utility. It definitely found the value, and that is a really, really big tool that Noob Esports had to deal with and ultimately couldn't.
Yeah, I think one of the main things that you'll find when you're flooding on the site, or if you're playing post plant, is if you have that Omen blind, Omen paranoia, it is way easier to play on site. But as soon as you don't have that paranoia, you need to do stuff like how Wisp was playing in front of CT, just taking those angles. I don't know how the hell he's winning all of that. Some incredible fights out of him, but that's usually how you're playing when you're down that Omen paranoia.
Yeah. No, definitely here. So we're coming out of the timeout in just a moment here. Noob Esports will have discussions. Have been trying to have these discussions, figure out the mystery of defending in Valorant. It's been a mystery that's avoided both teams, I think it's fair to say, Fost, so far in this series. But at 6-2 here, this is a crucial round. They do still have an operator here online as well, and they are using it to take space down mid. Very, very proactive walk down here. They could catch the Cypher potentially. Wisp might be on for one, though, as we are going to see him get 2 kills. Looking at potentially for a third, but instead, I don't believe Caden was found. He hears all the information of the players running up towards the A site. And the Neon will catch a timing, but Echo is good for it. Nice adjustment from the Waylay. Will take down the Neon. Now it is a 5v2 scenario. And look, I mean, it was a little bit of a call down on the timeout. Go for a play, but that timeout certainly will have discussions in future rounds, as we are going to see it's all down to Nick here. Does get the operator. Will save things up. Oh yeah, it's actually found. He might get hunted here, Fost, but yeah, you've got to assume that timeout is going to be used for a future round.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be used for this save. It's going to be used for this upcoming round. Hopefully a round where he has an operator. If he has a smoke salvo, saw him behind him. I'm not quite sure what Nick was thinking there, but you know, there's 5 people surrounding you. I don't think he's getting out anyway. The operator not being saved over, and Echo's going to be picking it up. It's the guy you want with the operator on the other side.
Yep.
Maybe Caden's going light shields just to see if he can get the operator online. No, it looks like it's just going to be 5 rifles. Now going into this round for Noob, this is what you timed out for. What is the setup? What are you going to be running? And it looks like a chamber mid, an aggressive mid, maybe a trap off the chamber contact, a dive, a flash off his fight, but it doesn't look like they're taking the fight that way.
No, it doesn't here. Nick is going to be able to play right on the edge of this dark cover, and we'll be able to try to deny some information, and it's just instead going to be a bait and switch. Echo, lovely refract on the back of that light speed, gets a verdict onto the line, hits the operator shot, a nice little combination as the operator is passed back now to the Waylay. And off the back of it, they haven't taken the C side, so Noob Esports have a pretty confident read that at least the players for now are interested in A, but as we can see, the spike is drifting back on. It looks like both teams are a little bit uncertain of how this round is going to play out. Yeah, this is a good round, I've got to say, Fost, as we're going to see Echo take down Bao, and now they're going to exit back towards A. That looked extremely uncomfortable for both teams, Fost,
sure.
But in the end, that was a very big fight to win for Echo.
Yeah, getting the pick onto the flanking chamber there, that completely opens up the C site. That's one of the dangers of taking that early flank. I mean, if you die, you're immediately giving up the rotate, left. And they will beat you every single time. Rotating through mid. And speaking of rotating through mid, Wally caught with his knife out. Zach able to find the pick onto him. Slow coming out CT. Phoenix unable to get anything. Maybe if he got the pick, he could get this ultimate out. Flash coming out, catching the backside guy.
Very nice.
Ixie getting the 1. They have the Phoenix ultimate. They have the tools available. They can get half if they decide to, but No, it looks like the
Oh,
ball's
Echo's
gone down
in
way
such a
before.
good
Enemy remaining.
And the collateral, it feels like Sunset again.
Should hurt. My ultimate is ready.
14
Wow.
and 3.
Hey, stay
I mean, I
focused.
don't want to talk about the scoreline in the first half. Let's
Yeah.
refrain from doing that. But got the Waylay ultimate online. I guess the consolation prize you can talk about for Noob is that they have the Phoenix ult now, but it was kind of inevitable anyway. I mean, if he dies, if he gets the pick, he's getting that Phoenix ult regardless. I think they're just really struggling to find to keep either the advantages they have in this late round. They had a 3-man A stack. They had it all ready for them.
Well, that's
Now
a big
it-
ultimate to commit to a one player though. Bao is going to get off the side as well,
and
looking to
Nico is
escape. He's going to have to be good with this headhunter, and the timing doesn't favor him. Echo will take him down. It's going to be Caden as well to fall, and he's now going to be all down to potentially a save here from Ixie. I mean, I wouldn't like to see him go in for this. It would be a little bit unfortunate. He actually used the runner back early in the round. I wasn't too sure actually where that was used, but looks like they didn't find the value they were hoping to get. If I'm Noob here, I'm, sending Nick in, trying to, maybe get a couple of picks here, see if he can hit some nice headshots, but I'd be saving that rifle for the final round of the half.
Tassoy needs to get off the upgrade. Sorry. It's that shot. But there's one too many whiffs with that operator. I think one of the main things that I'm kind of noticing is that a lot of these teams on their defense can't find value out of their ultimates. Like, they're really just chucking them out. I think what happened that round is Ixie, they immediately went for a C fight on the eco and try to have Ixie hero play with a Phoenix ult. But that's not gonna win you the round. That's too much of a gamble, especially into a Waylay and a Jet, where the Waylay can just slow you and the rest of them can just book it towards the other side. It's too heavy of an investment. It's too risky of an investment into that eco, especially when, imagine if this round you had that ultimate and you played this 1-3-1. You played this heavy retake setup and you got into a 3-man or 4-man flood with that Phoenix ult.
I thought that was initially the plan, have the chamber fight hard for A, hopefully get a pick, and then we'll flood retake with the Phoenix, but they had other ideas, and now they're going to have to suffer the consequences. We are going to see mid space is being taken now. Noob Esports not proactive in this area of the map this time around. You did mention they do have 3 players in towards mid, but they don't have the information to play with as Echo. He's going to go in towards Garage, dealing with that trademark. Space taken up towards Seaside as well. We are going to see Bao here getting isolated on backside. Nick, who's trying to make sure he can back him up, but he's unable to land any of the shots. Ixie goes to flood out. It's looking very, very ugly here in this one, as Wally is all that's left. The Sova in a 1v4, and they're pinning him out. I mean, they know he's got to be somewhere in towards the middle of the map. It's been a massive A flank from Wisp as well. The whole site, the whole map has been taken here. And Noob Esports, they could be crumbling again to just 2 rounds on this defense. Wally will at least survive for a little bit longer as he gets timing in towards Garage. But, I mean, where even is the clutch potential here? He finds 1, he's not going to find 2. Listen, we know, we've said it already, Foss, been joking about it, but we can't really take too much about the scoreline. But Noob Esports, I mean, it's a must-win pistol again.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the scoreline we're looking at. It's kind of just the confidence of the players, the mistakes that they're making. It just really feels like they're second guessing themselves constantly. They're unsure whether they want to fight out or not, whether they want to flash out that smoke. I mean, that indecision can really cost you rounds, and it feels like when they get down, when they get into the second half and they realize, oh crap, well, we're going home if we lose this. They start to make their decisions a lot quicker. They start to realize their deficits, their losses a lot sooner. And, honestly, this is looking quite good. They can break up this high-low, and it looks like they can. Zach going down to Nick, and looks like Echo as well. Aiden.
One way's worked against him.
Wisp might need to get another lineup. Echo might be yelling at him at the moment, but how has Bao managed to find this timing? Oh no, not getting greedy enough. I guess I should stop speaking.
I mean, Verdict didn't even react. I think he was in such an unexpected position there. There was
Spike planted.
no way that they would have thought the timing would have been found, but it was in the end, and it is now going to be Tissoy who is left with a shorty in hand. He's desperately hoping somebody walked into his crosshair to be able to get a pistol to have some sort of a chance on this retake, but I don't think it's going to come through. 10-2, looks like it's going to be a third, and I mean, the drums of Noob Esports fans are going to start beating now. They are looking very, very nice. Oh my god. Okay. I thought he was going to walk into Tissoy's screen there, but instead, Ixie will find it a flawless pistol for Noob Esports. And so it begins, Fost.
I mean, this is what this game has been. I'm gonna go to sleep at like at 1 a.m. just thinking about how many comebacks I've watched today. This is crazy. I actually cannot believe that we've seen 2, and now there's even the thought of a third may be occurring after they're down 10-2. I could not handle it. I could not handle it.
Hey, listen, I mean, sometimes it is just one of those days where something unique does happen, and in a playoffs game, well, not a playoffs, but a decided to get into the playoffs, big games like this, it does tend to sort of lead into some pressure coming through. There's always something unique that happens in games like this where the stakes are high, and I mean, this one, obviously, it's pretty obvious what it is. I mean, it's just defense just falling apart constantly time and time again, but we can't write them off just yet. It is a new map and a new half, so let's see what they've got in store. Noob Esports have had a very silent start to this approach. First 40 seconds, they've effectively got no space, and they are going to walk in towards the stack of players. Echo will end up going down. Bal's going to let him know about it. He might regret that. Might be a bit of karma coming his ways. He will clear the box. Gets the second. Doesn't expect the third, but the team is there. Caden, huge picks to come through. 2 kills on towards the Neon, and the spike is going to get planted here. I wouldn't mind them seeing it handed over to Phoenix. They will do exactly that. As Wisp
30 seconds
towards
left.
the seaside, at least finds
Spike
Wally,
planted.
but yeah, it looks like Noob Esports not messing around in this one on the NT-Eco Fost.
Yeah, it looks like Xy's going to be hunting as well. Regardless of whether he dies or he gets the kill, he's going to be getting this ultimate. So. And it looks like he's going to be getting the pick this time. Ultimate online. Now he's got the Phoenix Sword. Now, I hate saying this, but this is looking a bit scary for Big T. I sound like a broken record. I've said this so many times.
I mean, they don't give us any confidence, do they? Neither team, to be fair, gives us any confidence or any reason to be confident in the defense.
I think genuinely, if this goes in OT, we're staying here till tomorrow night, because they'll just keep on winning attack rounds over and over again.
Yeah. Oh dear, yes, it has been a fun day of Valorant, but let's see how long it lasts here, as we are going to see Noob Esports. Big intentions towards the seaside. Shotgun deals with a true player. The runner back, they got it online in the previous rounds, and they've used it effectively here. Wisp will be taken down. As Tissoy, who does manage to deal with that runner back, but it's Zach who will get a permanent pick here. That's going to be Caden out of the round. And Nick has managed to use a shadow step and escaped the seaside because of the wrap through A. Oh my goodness, Bell is all the way in there. Spawn, I didn't even notice. The chamber has walked through. The A side is completely open. And the chamber again is just going to be shooting Verdict in the back.
That's it, break time.
Okay, Xy getting 4. What is going on, man? This is not the same team. I refuse to believe this is the same team.
Well, are they like switching setups every half? Is that like, I mean, what's going
I
on?
don't know what's going on. I'm going insane, man. I can't comprehend this. I've never seen this before. This is something completely new.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Has there been 5 out of 6 bonus rounds won? Is that
Yeah,
what I think it is?
So.
That is
I
insane.
think so. I think that first half was the first time we got a break, and it's still ended in a 10-2 half. Who cares about the first half anyway at this point?
Yeah, second half is where the game is decided, and it looks like again Noob Esports get the correct read. They go in towards an uncontested A site. And Ixie, listen, I think we're seeing similar to what was happening with Durka the other day in EMEA, Faust. A second ultimate is almost online in 4 rounds, so that is going to probably be a factor here as Ixie probably is going to go hunting for a kill later on when the time is secured, but for now, it is going to be Wisp here on this flank, looking to try to isolate a 1v1, wins it out against Nick, and now I'm going to see, there we go, Ixie will get that ultimate online. That is going to be a nice pick to come through.
One enemy
Sisoi
remaining.
is going to go down in the end. Verdict as well will fall, and Wisp is probably soon to follow them. 1v3 scenario, just looking for the exits now. Noob Esports secure 6, and the lead is down to 4. Oh, he's going to escape? Okay, he is. He's going to go down to the spike here. I'll be honest with you though, I wouldn't mind Wisp going down to a player there, or at least going for a pick, because then you get the neural test online. But
he gets the ultimate.
I guess it's kind of a 50-50 decision, right? In the moment, you do what you want to back yourself on. Either way, it was an eco round. They don't end up getting it done. And Big T remain on double digits. They're stuck on 10.
I mean, Echo's on the operator. If there's a round to do it, if there's a man to do it, it is Echo. He's on the wrong side though. They're going towards A again. Also, and they've left the server alone solo here. The only thing
you want
he
to
has
play,
going for him, maybe there's 2 flooding all the way from the B side.
over. You're dead.
Coming out, be broken. Phoenix Soul coming out, and no, there is definitely not going to be a flood onto the site. No way you're going to be challenging this man right now. Ixie is on a heater, 19 and 10, and a 20 and 10. I'm sorry for underestimating him. Ultimate coming out, and Soy in the back onto Lurk. Now, this is what we're talking about, the retake with the double dive. Got the flash, and a depth of full damage from the Jet.
I know it.
All big picks though come through. Verdict and Wisp are going to find the 2 picks, and it's going to be Verdict to double up as it's towards TXG. The Phoenix doesn't have a teammate, doesn't have a runner back available in the clutch. Instead gets overwhelmed. The retake comes through, and that is going to be around for the defense. 11-6. They get on the board early now for the defense, as funny as it is to say, as it is going to be 4-1 in the half currently. But listen, Big T and Kittens, they're 2 rounds away from making the playoffs. Noob Esports, they need to focus up here. They cannot afford to let any more rounds go this way. They've got to keep them off match point for as long as possible.
Yeah, and it looks like Echo's finally gotten the read. Okay, they love this A site, and he's putting himself here with the operator. One thing I just want to highlight in these last few rounds is Wisp. Wisp has been really good. I highlighted him as the Cincy start of the series. He has been incredible this half.
I just seen in the chat as well, there's a poll that went out, and 100% of people have predicted Noob Esports make the comeback. So I guess let's see what goes on here. It is going to be an Echo first blood, though. The operator will take down Caden, but the real threat this match has been Ixie. He's still alive here on the Phoenix, and he does find the trade. Verdict goes down, space is taken, but Echo's still on the side. He hits a wallbang on towards Ixie. 20 HP on the Phoenix. He'll heal up on the Blaze Wall as well, and that is going to be devastating for the defense. It's a 2v3 scenario here with a chance to isolate a 1v1. We'll take the first, looking like the second as well. Ixie's revealed himself. They've swung into this, and they will be down to bow. Relied with 13 HP. The judge is going to get it done. Not enough health to deal with the pressure. And that is match, series, and elimination point now, Foss.
I mean, where did it all fall apart? It looked like such a clean execute, especially when they got that pick on to Echo. I mean, clearing him out when he's in hell with that operator after he gets that wall bang. I mean, that's exactly what you want. Phoenix heals up, and then they take that 2v1 and they lose it to Wisp. Like I've said, this guy is insane, and this is an insane statistic. 12 out of 66 rounds have been won on the defense.
Oh dear. I mean, that just shows the state of affairs in this one. Yeah.
54 gets out.
And only one more required though for this defense now, as we're going to see a clean entry on towards the B side there. Caden, very nicely done on the Neon. They take all the space. They tap the spike and they get up towards A, but it's a crunch here. Two defenders are holding the line. Wisp as well as taking down Bell. I feel like Noob may have overcooked this strategy. They're going to go back towards the C site now, Fost. They're getting at the plant, but yeah, I feel like they've just made that a little bit too complicated considering the numbers advantage they had. It's now going to come down to this 2v2.
Yeah, they gotta win this because next round they have the Phoenix ult, they have the Neon ult. They really need to get. I mean, obviously they need to get this round to continue on the series, but this clutch,
the operator.
so difficult with this operator on the line. Zach gets dinked, but doesn't matter when he gets the pick behind. Wally.
This is a
Never the
huge
worst
rotate.
performance of this series right now, but he can redeem it all. He can make it all
30 seconds
null
left.
if he just clutches this one round, gets his team one more step closer towards OT, winning off this half. It's off the books, but
Revealing area.
Yeah, I feel like he had the read there, but he didn't actually take advantage of the timing. Isn't he at the plant down safe enough? But Zach's already here. Zach has read this rotate, and he will be in towards long. Wally is aware of that possibility. He can swing into this operator. That's going to be the shot. That's going to be the 3K. And what a series it was, Foss. 13-6 on map number 3. Definitely closed out in a pretty expected fashion,
Defenders
or what you
win.
would consider a normal match, as it will be the defenders winning things out in the end. Big T and Kittens, they do it the hard way, a reverse sweep in the series. You'd argue all 3 maps they should have won. They get it done on 2 of them, and I suppose that's all that matters, Foss. Noob Esports, a great effort to them. They gave us a reason to believe all 3 maps, but unfortunately, doing it 3 in a row is just too much to handle.
yeah, I mean, you gotta give it to them for even getting one out of there. I mean, that's insane stuff. They've pushed the series to the limit. They pushed my throat to the limit. I'm gonna need some hot chocolate and some pretzels because, god damn, that was a long cast, probably the longest I've done. Great stuff. And one thing I'd like to say was that was my guy. I highlighted that guy from the start.
True.
He's done really good stuff on this side there, and he was performing consistently throughout each map other than the Lotus. I think on the Sunset he had also pretty good performance. 311 ACS, 243 ADR. I mean, talk about consistent value. This guy has been getting damages and kills and assists. This guy has been doing it all, clutching it out when they needed him the most. I mean, great stuff at a big tier.
Nah, 100%, you summed it up there. I gotta say, you know, that second last round of the match when the wallbang came through with the operator and Echo didn't get the kill, I thought that's when everything was gonna collapse. I thought Noob Esports were gonna run away with it and pull it off, but somehow they lose that round, and it was because of the MVP you just mentioned there. Wisp got a huge 2K in a 2v3 situation, got 2 kills, and, you know, got them onto match point. That was the real catalyst there that could have absolutely spiraled yet again, but this time Noob Esports can't do it. What a series, Boss. I think, you know, that was the most diabolical series I've witnessed of Valorant in a long, long time. Noob Esports will sadly be eliminated after all of that effort. They don't pull off the victory here. Despite a good map 1 win, it is going to be Big T and friends getting themselves to the playoffs. So congratulations to them. That was an incredible series, as you mentioned. We are both absolutely cooked here in the Casters box. I don't know what else to say other than there's going to be a lot of board reviewing going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an amazing time, amazing games. Thank you, The Prod. Thank you, K-Man, joining me on the cast.
Yes.
Thank you all for watching, and I can't wait for these. First of all, the next game, Valbuns versus Performative Males, I think happening tomorrow or another day. I'm not too sure. And then the playoffs happening starting, I think, Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Or starting Friday, sorry, my mistake. Starting Friday, it's gonna be some great games, Gamer.
Well, listen, mate, as our first cast together, I don't think this is going to be one we forget very soon at all. I mean, that was a phenomenal series, phenomenal cast. Pleasure joining you here today. Ladies and gentlemen, W's in the chat for the production, as we mentioned. W's for the side, Big T and Kittens, for making the playoffs. There is still a couple of more teams that need to play their decider to see who is going to be our final team in the playoffs. As we mentioned, it is all going to be happening over the next couple of weeks. We will crown a TXG Invitational champion. I hope you guys are going to be there. For now, we are going to sign off. Noob Esports had a brilliant comeback in that first map, also in the second map, but unfortunately they couldn't get it done. They will be eliminated. They will have to go back to the drawing board for the next tournament. But from us here at TXG, we hope you have a great night.